Limeport Stadium, the site tonight for Blue Mountain League Baseball as the Limeport Dodgers take on defending champions, Hellertown Royals. Hi and welcome, everyone. Al DeCaro alongside Tim Nyman, the head coach at DeSales University, and we have a great game, the first of about 6 games on Service Electric 2 Sports from the Blue Mountain League, and we begin with the defending champs on 2 Sports, and it should be an interesting contest between these 2 teams, and really have not missed a step. 12-2 this year, a year ago 29-3, and Coach, you look at this team right now, they really haven't missed a beat.
Well, Bob Zerfus, a longtime veteran of amateur baseball in Lehigh Valley and the Blue Mountain League, always collects a lot of good talent, and above all that, he knows what to do with them. So Hellertown's a nice blend of veterans and young players, and good pitching, good defense. They hit, they do all the little things necessary to win.
Well, let's talk about one of the key players on this team right now, Jesse Borden, the catcher. He's batting .333. More importantly for him, 5 home runs. That leads the league. Last year, 5 home runs led the league.
Jesse's a dangerous hitter in the Blue Mountain League. 5 home runs at this juncture of the season is pretty amazing stat. So I look forward to seeing Jesse again today, and he's a threat that if Limeport's going to win tonight, they're going to have to control Jesse Borden.
Well, let's talk about the Limeport Dodgers under head coach Jim Schaefer in his 18th season. They come in with a record of 4-9, 7th place currently in the Blue Mountain League. Overall thoughts of this team?
Jim Schaefer, another longtime veteran of the Blue Mountain League, and one of the great guys in Lehigh Valley for baseball. They're struggling a little bit. They've got that young blend too. I think they're just trying to find the right mix to be successful. But always competitive. I had a chance to see them play the other night, and I think they do a nice job.
We always know that pitching wins a lot of baseball games, but hitting does as well. And Matt Edwards, the right fielder, batting in at .519, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, having another good season.
Matt Edwards may be one of the best players in the Blue Mountain League, certainly a premier player. Mansfield University grad, very dangerous, can run, throw, and hit, and just an outstanding young athlete.
Should be an exciting night of baseball here from Limeport Stadium as we have Hellertown Limeport coming up next, live on 2 Sports. Back at Limeport Stadium, Limeport, Pennsylvania, Blue Mountain Baseball, the Hellertown Royals at 12-2, Limeport Dodgers at 4-9. Glad you could join us on Service Electric 2 Sports. These 2 teams met actually earlier in the year, back on May 23rd, a 3-0 win by Hellertown. And that one, this is a different game, a different month for the 2 teams as well. As you take a look at warming up right now is Ryan Law with a record of 2-1 on the season for Limeport, 3.86 ERA, 14 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 16 hits against him for Ryan Lobb, wearing number 25 for the Limeport Dodgers. We pause now and honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Take a look at the defense behind Ryan Lobb for the Limeport Dodgers. As we said it for you, Huba behind the plate, Zach Huba, Jeff Cavanaugh at first, Mike Cipollone at second, Andy Robinson at short, Mike Pennington at third. In left is Greg Peters, in center Christian Benzing, and in right field it is Matt Edwards. Glad you could join us here on Service Electric 2 Sports for our MC Bank BML Game of the Week. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Hellertown Royals. Leading off, Ian Burley playing left field. Chris Grinevitsky, the shortstop, batting second. Mark Nicholas playing third and batting third. Jesse Borden, the red hot bat we mentioned during the open, is in the 4-hole. He's behind the plate. Dan Borden batting fifth. He'll be at first. Scott Engler will be the DH tonight, checking in at .333, a homer and 5 RBIs. John Stazenko, the center fielder, batting .220, is number 7. Andrew Hurd, a right fielder, batting in at .423, and Chris Connors at .150. You got the starting lineups, you got the defense set, and coach, you got a couple players that are from DeSales also on both squads, 2 and 2.
It's a nice treat for me tonight, obviously, but always excited to do Blue Mountain baseball. And Limeport has starting third baseman Mike Pennington, will be a sophomore at DeSales, and Joe Chapman, just recently graduated senior from Penridge High School, is on the Limeport pitching staff, and Andrew Hurd starting in right field for Hellertown, as well as Greg Treat, who is a backup middle infielder. Greg's from New Hampshire.
Behind the plate is Brian Reynolds, and the umpire in the field this afternoon, or this evening anyway, is Bob Varyu. 12 and 2, the Hellertown Royals in first place. Currently, Limeport Dodgers at 4 and 9. They're currently in 7th place. A year ago, they beat MCS, the Cardinals, for the league championship. Kind of muggy, steamy night. Let's take a look at Ian Burley as he checks in.
It's a bit close, as they would say in Pennsylvania Dutch. Ian Burley, an outstanding player, a Lafayette College grad, and Ian's quite a good hitter.
First pitch by Lobb in there for a strike. Burley, as you saw his numbers, .367, 1 home run, 3 RBIs, 8th year in the Blue Mountain League. Just underway from Limeport. 0-1 pitch. That one in there for a strike. Quickly in a hole, 0-2.
Ryan Lobb doing what any pitcher wants to do, is throw strike one, get ahead, and try and expand the play. Got a kind of a low 3/4 delivery, a lot of movement, 2-seam fastball. Haven't seen a breaking ball yet, but perhaps right here.
0-2 pitch here by Lobb. And that one stroked for a single towards left field. So it came in on Burley, and Burley just took it to left.
There was the 0-2 curveball, and obviously, you know, when you get ahead as a pitcher, you want to know where to miss. And Hubo set up out in the outside corner, and that ball backed up a little bit. And it's a good job by Burley, just kind of staying back, kept his hands back, and again, the pitch kind of ended up backing up on Lobb and stroked in the center like any good hitter would do.
Chris Grinevitsky, the shortstop, checks in. Second year in the league, .325, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Burley off first base. Takes a short lead, grounded towards third, fielded there by Pennington, over to second for 1, back to first, in-time double play. So the 6-4-3 double play, or the 5-4-3, excuse me, double play, and just like that, 2 away.
It's a good pitch by Lobb. Double play is pitcher's best friend, and Pennington turned a nice double play. But there's a situation where Lobb had a little 2-seam fastball, and it ran in on that right-handed hitter just like that. And if the ball's down, he's going to get a lot of ground balls tonight.
So 2 away in the top half of the first inning. Mark Nicholas in the box, the third baseman, .286, no homers, 3 RBIs, 11 years playing Blue Mountain League baseball.
Mark, a Northampton Community College product. You gotta love those left-handed hitters now.
And we'll be watching our way where we're sitting as well.
I'll try to get my big paw in the way if I can.
Lobb behind the count here at 2-0. On that one up high and a little wide, 3-0. Jesse Borden, the catcher, on deck, who had a walk-off grand slam in the last win to beat Martins Creek 4-0 a couple days back. That one in there for a strike, 3-1.
Of course, Nicholas taking all the way, 3-0 right there. So typically a pitcher can get anything close, you're going to get that strike.
That one fouled back, and Lobb works him back to a 3-2 count.
And Lobb doing what he's got to do here. He's got 2 quick outs, wants to challenge him. This would be a good time for a changeup if he has one. Anytime a hitter fouls the ball directly back, typically he has timed your fastball.
3-2 pitch. That's a shot that goes off the bag, and that'll be a single off the bat of Mark Nicholas. Looked like they were going to be playing that when the bag got in the way, so 2 hits in the inning, and then it's a 2-out hit. That'll bring up Jesse Borden.
Not much you can do about that, Al. Ball hits the bag. Hitter's luck right there a little bit. I think certainly the play could have been made by Jeff Cavanaugh over there, but he hit the bag and no shot.
Well, it gives an opportunity here to see Jesse Borden for the first time here on 2 Sports this year, the catcher. 333, 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. We mentioned the grand slam, a walk-off grand slam to beat Martins Creek on Tuesday night.
And we mentioned in the pregame show that 5 home runs for Jesse is as many as anybody hit all last year.
That one a little dribbler towards second, retire the side. So they bring 4 to the plate. They get 2 hits, but the double play helps Ryan Lobb out of the inning.
It's one of those things you don't see a whole lot in the springtime, broken bats. And Lobb made a great pitch there. A lot of movement, kind of a heavy ball pitcher, so you may see some grounders and broken bats tonight. And if that's the case, Ryan Lobb's doing his job.
Coach, you know, this league for years, we're using aluminum bats. Your thoughts of them after, you know, so many years, over 30-plus years, going, you know, with the wooden bats, and you know, after last year, which was their first year, they voted 8-0 to come back and stay with the wooden bats, and it looks like they're going to stay like that for a long time to come.
Well, I think it's a great decision, and the Blue Mountain League led the way with the amateur leagues around here, and I think you know, true baseball guys want to see baseball games played with wood bats. You know, aluminum bats are here to stay, I believe, in a high school, college level just because of economics. I'll give you, for instance, at the sales, we were wood bats 1 year when the NCAA, well, basically it wasn't an NCAA decision, it was a Division III decision, and we went wood bats, and we spent probably close to $5,000 on wood bats and tried to do it right and give every kid 6 bats, and I think we might have 6 bats left at the end of the year.
Let's take a look at Ryan Amy, the starting pitcher tonight, an East Stroudsburg University player, 5-0 on the year. 29.2 innings pitched. Take a look at the ERA, 0.47. That's not too shabby. 36 strikeouts, 4 walks, 15 hits against him, and only 2 runs scored the whole year against him for Ryan Amy. Take a look at the defense behind Amy. Jesse Borden, we mentioned, is behind the plate wearing number 39. Borden, Dan Borden over at first. Chris Connors at second. Chris Grinovitsky at short, Mark Nicholas at third, Ian Burley in left, John Stazenko in center, and Andrew Hurd over in right field. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Limeport Dodgers. Christian Benzing, the center fielder, leading off. Zach Kuba catching. He's batting second. Andy Robinson, the shortstop, batting third. In the 4th slot, Matt Edwards, the right fielder, checking in at .519 on the year. Jeff Cavanaugh batting 6th and playing at first base. Bill Quinn, the DH tonight. Mike Pennington at third base. Greg Peters, the left fielder, batting 8th. And in the 9-hole is Mike Cipollone, the second baseman. So you set your offense and your defense here in the bottom half of the first inning. Glad you could join us tonight on Service Electric 2 Sports. First of a handful of games that we'll have from the Blue Mountain League. And Coach, great to have you part of it once again with us.
Always a lot of fun, Al, and anywhere there's a baseball game, I'm more than willing to come. See Ryan Amy today.
We didn't have to twist
no, I didn't have to twist my arm at all, not at all. I'd be somewhere, and I might as well be here and talk about it. Amy, East Stroudsburg grad, you'll see him in the mid to upper 80s. Very talented young man, also a UMass high school product. Real good stuff and a good competitor.
So it'll be Christian Benzing to lead things off. Northampton grad, also at Millersville, 5 years in the league. He's wearing number 12, checking in at 128, no home runs, and 4 RBIs. Manager of the team, Jim Schaefer, wearing number 15 over at third base.
Of course, Jim's father, former Major League catcher for a couple of clubs, and 1980 World Series bullpen coach for Kansas City Royals when they played the Phillies down at Veterans Stadium.
There you go. There's your tidbit for the night. Swing and a miss, strike 1 by Benzing. That was the year that the Yankees thought they were going to get to the World Series, and they did not.
Kansas City. Was that the George Brett Pine Tar year?
Yeah, I think it was.
I don't think it happened in the World Series, but 2 good fastballs by Amy, up and away, and see what he does there with 2 strikes. Try to expand the plate or possibly bounce a breaking ball.
0-2 pitch. That one up high.
Just going up the ladder. Up the ladder.
And Amy wasting no time. That one just a little bit low as Borden tries to bring that one up, and we're at 2-2.
That's a great pitch right there. Pitcher's pitch. Could have went either way. Probably too close to take if you're a hitter.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom half of the first inning, and Benzing checks that swing, and now 3-2.
5 straight fastballs from Amy, so I would suspect there'll be one more coming down the road right here.
Talk about the dimensions of this field in just a second right after this batter. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and they say he did swing, so the first K of the night is Christian Benzing.
There's a replay on that, and he definitely crossed home plate, so definitely a good call by base umpire. Well, he didn't ask for the appeal. Actually, Brian Reynolds made the call all by himself. Nice job.
Zach Huba, the catcher, checking in. 357, no homers, 3 RBIs. Third-year player from Freedom. That one up high. Dimensions in left, 325. 354 in left center, and then that monster outside at 485 behind the trees and the way out there. 374 in right center and 322 down the line and right.
485 sign has its own zip code. Definitely got to dial 1.
That one just will catch the lower part, and it's 1-1.
You see the center field hill 485 feet away, so very difficult for the center fielder to play. It's always easier to come down that hill than go up it.
This is ground ball towards Connors. He fields, throws the first, 2 away.
Another excellent pitch by Ryan, just getting a good ground ball. Connors Huba a little late on that, but Amy works fast. But the center field is a very unique place here. There's no question about it. Limeport Stadium, one of the great facilities, great ballparks, not only in Lehigh Valley, but certainly in Pennsylvania. And a lot of communities would certainly like to have a facility like this.
Here's Andy Robinson, the shortstop, 282, no homers, 5 RBIs. Talk about center field. And we got Chris Barabo, the Limeport Stadium announcer, said that it's a rumored, anyway, that only 1 home run has ever been hit over there. And we mentioned 485, Alex Sabo, that had played in the majors for Washington back in 1936. So if he did, that was a shot. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
That would qualify for a ball that would need a stewardess on. There's no question about that.
We're in the bottom half of the first inning. 2 away. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Robinson. Pitch. That one there for a strike, so now 1-2.
Andy's father, Denny, is the manager of the Quakertown Blazers, longtime manager, and also Penn Ridge. There's a good breaking ball right there, a slider from Amy. 1987, Penn Ridge won the state PIA championship. Not sure what classification.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Ryan Amy. We're through 1 here from Limeport. 0-0 the score. We'll be back. Top half of the second inning as we welcome you back to Limeport Stadium. Dan Borden, Scott Engler, and John Stazenko to bat in this inning. Glad you could join us on Service Electric 2 Sports. Al DiCarlo alongside Tim Nyman, sales head baseball coach with you, Blue Mountain Baseball. And no score through 1. Coach, obviously, you know, it's the first inning, and, you know, these games, they've been playing about, 16 or 17 so far this year. They're just getting into the middle of this one.
The games move along a little quicker, as we spoke about the wood bats as well. So, and you got a lot of talented players that have had some, most of them all college experience, some pro players mixed in amongst the league. So you really have people that know how to play the game, and there you see Lob getting ahead. If he can get ahead and keep the ball down, he will give the Royals some fits tonight.
Lob ahead in the count, 0-1. Borden, this is Dan Borden, 282. No homers, 5 RBIs. 12 years playing Blue Mountain League baseball from out of Wilkes University. He's in the hole at 0-2.
Last 0-2 situation for Lob. He got himself in trouble with a backup curveball that got hit into left field. So hopefully we'll see what happens with him here.
0-2 pitch, and that one slapped towards left field, and fair or foul, and that one will go foul. And he'll stay alive at 0-2.
It's a good piece of hitting by hitter. You try not to be too soon with your swing with 2 strikes, where you're full by an off-speed pitch, and always try to take that fastball middle way, the opposite way. If he's getting jammed, he's doing his job as a 2-strike hitter.
On deck, Scott Angler, then John Stazenko. 0-2 pitch. That just misses the inside corner. Now 1-2.
That's an excellent 0-2 pitch. Fastball in, moved him off the plate a little bit. Now he can either come back in there and challenge him, or possibly a changeup away would be a good choice.
Here's a 1-2. And now 2-2.
See Huba setting up away and missing inside. So struggling with his command a little here, but certainly is around the plate. And I know he doesn't want to walk anybody, that's for sure.
Lob gave up a leadoff single and had a 5-4-3 double play. This one a bullet foul wide of first, and it remains 2-2.
Lob's one of those pitchers, I believe, Al, as the game goes on, the ball will start to come down. He'll end up finding a rhythm where, you know, the ball's kind of running away from the lefties into righties, maybe sinking a little bit. Sometimes you need to be a little tired to be that effective.
This one pops straight up, and Lob's going to call this one, and he'll make the play. One away here in the top half of the second inning.
Again, there's a breaking ball that was left up, but Dan Borden got underneath that a little bit, popped it up to Lob.
That brings up Scott Angler, the designated hitter from East Stroudsburg University. 333, 1 homer, and 5 RBIs. Lob settling in. Mentioned coming in with a 2-1 record of 3.86 ERA. That one up high, so now 2-0.
Ball's definitely staying up for him. 2-0. He'll come back here and get back to 2-1 and try to go to work. Needs to get something else over besides a fastball at this point.
That one up high, now 3-0. So as quickly as he's been getting some batters at 0-2, same way. You mentioned, you know, between the fastball and the breaking ball, been changing up here. Here's the 3-0 pitch, taking the whole way, and that's almost that gimme strike.
Yeah, it's kind of automatic, Al. Sometimes to the coach's displeasure, if you will, on the other side, but that's a strike.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Does come with some heat.
There's Engler certainly bearing down 3-1. Didn't get cheated on that swing. The ball rose up a little bit.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch, and that one fouled back, and Engler stays in.
The fact that Lob's getting in a little bit on these right-handers, a little bit tardy, if you will, tells me he does have good movement. He just needs to get the ball down and get a second pitch over.
Come right back at 3-2, and that one a bullet towards deep center field. But playing on the hill and making the play is Christian Bensing, 2 away.
Again, 3-2 count. Certainly don't want to walk Scott Engler right there. And so he basically challenged him with a good fastball, and Scott didn't miss it, but it's a Death Valley in center field there. You really got to get a lot of it to get it over the head of Chris Bensing.
And I said deep center field. There's another 100 feet behind there.
It's a day and a half left out there.
So we'll get our first look at John Stazenko, the center fielder. Rookie in the league, 220, 1 home run, 5 RBIs. Top half of the second inning, no score between Limeport and Hellertown. He squares the bunt. That one right down the first base line. Could be trouble, but making the play over at first is Jeff Cavanaugh, and 3 up, 3 down in the inning.
Something you don't see, Al, with aluminum bats a whole lot, and especially in the adult level. That's all the games I've seen over the years. Small ball was not part of that equation. It was a lot of hit balls in the gap, that kind of stuff. So it was a nice idea.
Well, no score through an inning and a half here in this one. They'll bring up Limeport in the bottom half of the second inning. Glad you could join us on Service Electric 2 Sports. MC Bank BNL Game of the Week. Let's see what's cooking in the Grumpy's Roadside Barbecue Blue Mountain League report. And the standings, for the most part, up to date here as you take a look at tonight's schedule. Only one other game being played. Lehigh Valley taking on the Bethlehem Blue Jays. And, of course, Hellertown here tonight. For the Blue Mountain League standing, Hellertown at 12-2, NCS Bethlehem Cardinals at 10-3. Lehigh Valley Clippers at 10-6, Bethlehem Blue Jays at 8-6, the Martin Creek Creekers at 7-9. Stars Orioles at 5-9, Limeport the Dodgers at 4-9, and Northampton the Giants with a record of 2-14. And Coach, as we look at those, those records and those standings, talk a little bit about this, this league, and there's other leagues out there, the competition that we get day in and day and night out, with these players.
Well, I think one of the things that separates the Blue Mountain League is the strength of, your league is only as good as perhaps your team that's in last place. And I know Northampton's got quality players. I saw them the other night, and they've got a good young club and been in a lot of games. They got off to a good start in the league, and they're very good. So I think you take this Limeport club, who is in 7th place. As you can see tonight, there are very limited differences between them and the first place club, Hellertown. So it may come to a pitch here, a play there, but overall just excellent balance throughout the league.
4, 5, and 6 here in the bottom half of the second. Matt Edwards, Jeff Cavanaugh, and Bill Quinn. Edwards, we mentioned during the open, 519, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs out of Quakertown High School and Mansfield University.
Matt, one of the excellent players, premier players in the league. Quakertown High grad, my alma mater, and he went to Mansfield and had a successful career there.
This one foul back and out of play.
There you see Amy has a little giddy up, if you will, on the fastball, and Matt's a little bit late.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, bottom half of the second inning. Glad you could join us here tonight. And we mentioned a couple games that we'll have throughout the year, and we'll try to get a couple different teams on as well. And we'll give you our schedule a little bit later on. One ball, 1 strike. That one in there.
Excellent fastball right there by Amy, right at the knees. A little tough pitch to hit. Keep throwing them there, every pitch, you'll be in the Hall of Fame.
So 1-2 pitch. That one down in the dirt. Trying to fetch that one was Edwards. He stays in. And it remains 1-2.
That's a quality breaking ball right there, and all Matt could do is foul it off, try to stay alive.
You mentioned Northampton. The Giants will have them our next broadcast on July 13th against this Limeport team right here at Limeport. 1 ball, 2 strike. That one down low. 2-2. On the 14th, we'll have starters taking on MCS Cardinals. On the 16th, Martin Creek against the Lehigh Valley Clippers. On the 20th, Hellertown and MCS Cardinals and Bethlehem Blue Jays and the Lehigh Valley Clippers on the 27th, and he gets him there on the 3rd strike. So his 3rd strike out of the game as Edwards goes down. 1 away here in the bottom half of the second.
That was a great job by Ryan Amy right there after 2 breaking balls. The 0-2 pitch, try to get him to chase 1-2 pitch a little bit off the plate, went 2-2, and set him up with a good fastball right there.
Here's Jeff Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh takes the pitch outside. 121, a homer, 6 RBIs.
Jeff, another player that plays in both leagues, Blue Mountain and Tri-County. He's been around quite some time. Excellent player, good power.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Another great fastball right there by Ryan Amy.
I talked to Jim Schaefer before the game. I said, you lost the first game against him. He goes, yeah, we did, but it was at the same time. It was, a good contest, losing 3-0.
Well, like we said, look at these standings. There's little to decipher between number 1 and number 8, and top 4 teams will make the playoffs.
It's a ground ball off the mound over to short. Grinovisky fires over to first, 2 away.
And again, Ryan Amy showing good command of his pitches, and right there get a little ground ball to shortstop. Jeff was a little bit fooled on that, but that's what a good fastball will do. Really offset your timing, and that's what pitching's all about. Change locations, go up and down. You want to mess with the batter's timing if possible, and that's good pitching.
This will bring up Bill Quinn, 154, a home run, 3 RBIs. Plays ball at Moravian. That one down low.
And now if you look at the standings, Limeport just 3 games behind in the loss column for that 4th and final spot, so there's plenty of baseball left. So it's kind of a big game for them tonight.
That one fell back. Coach, you've been around, for a long time, especially, at the sales, and be entering in your 18th year. Surprised it's 18 years. I mean, does time fly? I guess when you're having fun.
I guess when I first started there, I never thought I'd be there 18 years, but, you know, that's a credit to the university and administration. They've treated me very, very well, and certainly my family as well, and looking forward to having son number 2 for the next 4 years, and hopefully make another run at the national championship, and that'd certainly be a nice way to perhaps cap off a career. Who knows?
Nolan first, now Doc next, so you're committed there for 4 more years. There's the pitch, that one down low. Now 2-2.
Certainly locked in, and that comes up quite a bit in recruiting. Is how long are you going to be here, Coach? Well, you know, my son's a freshman, so I'm good for the next 4.
There you go. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the second. Deuces wild. There's the pitch. That one fouled straight back and remained at 2-2.
Another good fastball. Billy Quinn doing a great job staying alive. You know, there's a situation right here where he was kind of on it. If you can throw him a breaking ball under the bat, you may get him out. Or, you know, we use shake-off. Sometimes the catcher will flash a full hand and the pitcher will shake off and end up throwing a fastball. I wish I had a nickel for every time we did that and threw a 2-0 or 3-1 fastball by a hitter. You know, again, just offsetting their timing where that hitter's looking for a fastball. And he's got to be a fastball, isn't it?
It's coming.
There's a good breaking ball.
Oh, the strike zone's been interesting tonight. A lot of close ones, and it's now 3-2.
Here's another good look at this curveball. And kind of backed up. Pretty good call by Brian Reynolds. Kind of backed up on him and ran inside.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, 4 for the game. And we're through 2 innings of play here from Limeport. No score. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for Hellertown. Limeport 0 across the board as we start the top half of the 3rd inning. Our Embassy Bank BML game of the week. Glad you could join us on Service Electric 2 Sports. It'll be 8-9 and number 1 for Hellertown in the top half of the 3rd. Andrew Hurd, Chris Connors, and Ian Burley. Hurd, 423, 1 home run and 9 RBIs. That one outside, rookie, and he's leading the league, leading the team right now in batting. And guy next to me knows a little bit about Mr. Hurd.
Not a surprise he's leading the Royals in hitting. He also led the Sales University Bulldogs in hitting this spring and had a phenomenal year. First team All-League performer. Andrew is from Alexandria, Virginia, Hayfield High School. I saw him at the Lehigh Valley Gene Yanni Classic, if you will, in the fall. And another real good story there as the game permits. Perhaps we'll get into it. There's a good breaking ball by Ryan Lobb.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Hurd. He stays in. Coach, continue with the story.
I was watching the ball game up at the Copley. Very cold night, and this Virginia Barnstormers team that Andrew played for was playing North Allegheny, a lot of good players from the Pittsburgh area. And it's me and a father standing next to me, and I figured I was cold. I might as well start a conversation and ask him if he had a son playing. He says, sure, it's the center fielder.
1-2 pitch, and that one up high.
Breaking ball a little high, 2-2. So it's a center fielder, and he asked me if I had a son play. I said, no, I was a college coach, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we got to talking, and I asked Andrew's father what he did for a living.
That's a shot down, 3rd foul.
And I'm sure he won't mind. I asked him, I said, what do you do for a living? He said, well, I'm with the Bureau. And I said, the FBI Bureau? He said, yes, sir. And I said, well, if you don't mind me asking, I'm investigating myself. You know, what branch? He goes, well, I'm in counter-espionage.
Oh, that's always good.
And I said, oh, you're a spy. And he says, no, I'm a counter-spy. And a great guy. And the rest, as they say, is history. They came to visit. We hit it off, and Andrew loves it. And it's just amazing story in recruiting. Just the fate had it.
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know where you're going to get. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and that one, the shot towards right center field. That's going to find the gap, at least a single, and they bobble it in the outfield, and they'll go for 2. So a stand-up double here for Andrew Hurd.
Well, Andrew, what a great at-bat there. Did not chase some of the pitches that Lobb threw to try to get him out, and you know, 2 strikes, just drove the ball the other way, just like we teach him in the right center. And one of the things Andrew can really do is run. He led our club in stolen bases as well with 22. And, you see the easy glide that he's got going right there.
Well, we heard espionage and FBI, and he was on his horse.
Quite a story. Quite a story.
So that's the first hit since the third batter in Nicholas, and this brings up Chris Connors. 150, no homers, and RBI. So runner in scoring position here in the third inning, and it's 1-0.
One of the things Ryan Lobb does not want to do is fall behind hitters here, and did a good job there trying to stay away from the left-handed hitter. Connors really needs to advance the runner and pull the ball and get that runner to third base with less than 2 outs. That would be his job.
Well, Connors with a golden opportunity to get his second RBI here. That goes behind the catcher in Huba and over to third. You said the speed. No doubt there of advancing to third was hurt.
It's a great piece of base running right there for younger players that may be watching. Andrew did a great job reading, got a good secondary lead, saw the ball trickle away, didn't hesitate. And Zach Kuba shouldn't feel bad. That's something Andrew does to a lot of great players throughout the country.
2 balls, no strikes. And that is called a strike. So it's now 2-1.
Well, right about the letters, borderline strike, but I think all coaches and players ask is that umpires are consistent, and that's what we're seeing so far tonight.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Top half of the third inning, Hellertown and Limeport.
Limeport playing their infield in. Andy Robinson's about halfway. Probably will not throw Hurd out on a slow ground ball from there, but everybody else is up.
2-1 pitch, and there, one strikes him out right there. As he looks at that one, that is the first strikeout of the game for Lobb.
May have been Ryan's best pitch of the night right there. Great location. Froze Chris Connors on the inside corner, and they still have a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs, and here's a situation where Hurd may run on contact with 1 out to try to score this run. Of course, Ian Burley, an excellent hitter in the leadoff spot.
And Burley singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. He's checked into the game, 367, a home run, and 3 RBIs.
That's a good job by Ryan Lobb right there, changing his pattern. He started Burley off with a breaking ball right there. The first time through the door, you saw predominantly fastballs early in the count.
0-1, that slot back, now 0-2. So Lobb gives up a leadoff double to start the inning, strikes out Connors, now has Burley in the hole at 0-2. Lights coming up here, coming out anyway here at Limeport. Waiting for a little bit of that cool air maybe to generate here, but it has not happened.
I'd almost pay for a breeze right now. But at least it's 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, right. 0-2 pitch to Burley, and that's skied up high. And that could cause some trouble. Fighting in this one is Edwards, and that will keep Hurd over at third base.
Well, Matt Edwards did a great jump, and obviously infield in. He had a long way to run to make that catch, but again, an outstanding outfielder. Matt Edwards, a great outfielder, and he could have probably, even if routine fly ball would have been a close play at the plate, even with Andrew Hurd's speed, Edwards is a pretty good throwing arm.
Bob Zerfas in his 30th year as the head coach of Hellertown over at third base. Now 2 away, and Grinovisky up. He grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in his first plate appearance. Has the RBI sitting over there at third base, and he starts things off with a strike. Excellent fastball right there. A lot of movement. Jumping ahead. Ryan's done a great job to get these 2 outs, and needs to finish the job right here. Grinovisky. That one a little low. Now 1-1. When you look at, Hellertown, they're not giving up that many runs. I think it's 20 the whole year that they've given up. So, this run here at third could be a big one. This one like a bullet to right center field. Both players in the outfield on their horse, and running that one down is Edwards. So Edwards makes a couple plays in the inning, and a leadoff double goes awry, and he stays over there at third base. So through 2 innings, and interesting for them, they had their opportunity, they just couldn't convert. Well, anytime you get a runner to third with less than 2 outs, you have to try to score that runner, whether it's a ground ball or, a fly ball, sacrifice fly, or whatever it is. And, that's what winning teams do, and Hellertown does that time and time again. Great pitching. You have to give Ryan Lobb credit for that effort right there to pitch out of that jam. So we'll be heading to the bottom half of the third inning, and when they take it back to the plate, it'll be Mike Pennington, Greg Peters, and Mike Cipollone, 7, 8, and 9 batters for the Limeport Dodgers. I mentioned they played earlier this year. It was back on May 23rd. Hellertown won 3-0. That made their record 3-0, and Limeport 1-2. So it was early on in the year between these two teams. Andy Robinson had a fourth inning single. That was the only hit of the game-winning pitcher was Jeff Laporta. Scott Engler in that game was 3 for 3 with a home run. Nice night, a little sticky out. Other than that, nice night to play baseball. Coach, 2 questions. Best part of being a coach and maybe the worst part about being a coach?
Well, I think I'll answer the second part first. The worst part is, you know, telling a kid that he's not good enough to play in a team. I think letting kids go, no matter what policy you use or however you do that, is really painful. And I think for myself, it hurts me probably more than it hurts the players. And but I was telling them the last time I checked, you can only put 9 on the field at a time. So I think that's the worst part of it. Best part is, especially being in college, is seeing young men grow up. They come to me, they're 18 years old, like this young lad coming to the plate right now, Mike Pennington, and they leave and they're men. And that's an exciting transformation to see as a college coach. And you know, regardless of all the wins and the championships, and obviously we had a lot of success at the sales, it makes me feel good to see the guys that have graduated and moved on to careers and other things. And I've got another good story for you a little bit later about one of my ex-players.
All right, Ryan Amy on the mound. It's Mike Pennington, 280, no home runs, 4 RBIs. The rookie added to sales, just a sophomore, so a couple years left with Coach Nyman over as a Bulldog. All right, that one way up high.
Mike, real competitive player, third baseman, a lot of tools, good hands, good arm. LaSalle High School, good program, won the Philadelphia Catholic League Championship his senior year in high school.
Fouls that one back, and now 1-1.
And there's a
1-1, bottom half of the third inning in this one. This is Pennington facing off against Ryan Amy. Still no score between these two teams. Swing and a miss, and now 1-2.
Another good fastball by Amy, trying to keep the ball in on Mike. So a little tough getting extended to hit that ball hard somewhere. So now he's got a battle, try to get the ball through the middle of the field.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch, and there's a little breaking ball. Gets it for the strike, the 5th strikeout of the night. And they'll bring up Greg Peters. And, you know, as he gets his 5 strikeouts, you'll be teaching a little strikeouts as well. We'll take a look here, but you got a couple camps coming up in the very near future.
That's a great change up by Amy. But we've got 3 weeks of camps coming up. We've got older kids next week, June 26th to the 29th, defensive camp and a hitting camp. And then we got the little guys, ages 7 to 12, July 5th through the 8th, and then again 10th through 13. So we have a lot of fun with them. Here's
Peters. That one's sky, that may stay in, or it's going to pop off the back. At play, Peters 211, no home runs, 2 RBIs from Saucon Valley and Moravian College. When you have the youngsters at your camp, you know, the 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, what's different about them? I mean, obviously they're just getting into the game. It's exciting for them as well.
Well, I try to give them building blocks and foundation to become good players. I mean, the most important thing is to make sure it's fun for them. And if they can come back to us year after year with, you know, remembering what they learned the year before, we can continue to help them be good players. But obviously you got to have fun with them. If they're not having fun, you know, they're going to go do something else. But we really enjoy having the little guys and the older kids, obviously, as well. It's amazing throughout the years I've been there, the amount of kids that have not only just played for me, but have gone to DeSales in general. Like the school, we estimate we draw about 1,000 to 1,200 kids a year with all the camps we do. So it's quite an operation, and we really enjoy. I think the kids leave feeling good about themselves and liking the game of baseball. Do a lot of trivia and, you know, trying to make it fun for them.
That's the biggest key for the little guys, you know, to have some fun and enjoy themselves. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. In the bottom half of the third inning, Mike Cipollone on deck. It's a pitch, and swinging through that one is Peters, now 2-2.
Good fastball again by Amy, one above the hands of Greg Peters. Greg, a little bit of a low hand carriage, and Amy being a good pitcher, trying to go up, see if he continues to elevate.
Well, Amy looking for his 6th strikeout tonight. That one up high, and now 3-2.
And there it was. Now he's changed Greg's eye level. He'll be looking for a breaking ball down here in the dirt, or he may just challenge him with his best fastball.
One away on a strikeout at Pennington to start off the bottom half of the third. Here's the pitch, and that one fouled back. And it'll remain 3-2. We mentioned Amy from East Stroudsburg checking in with a record of 5-0, 29 and 2/3 innings pitched, a 0.47 ERA, and he's had 3 complete games so far and 2 shutouts. So
the ball club about an hour down the road that plays in a pretty nice ballpark that maybe would like somebody with half of those numbers.
You're right.
It's all about the pitching.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. That one fell back, so a good job of hanging in there is Greg Peters.
And Ryan just challenged him with some good fastballs right there, and Greg Peters with an excellent bat trying to hang in there. If he had a, right here would be a good time for a breaking ball after all the fastballs up. His eye level is looking for the ball up, and something down off speed would probably catch him. And Greg just trying to hit the ball through the middle.
That one down low, so he hangs tough and fouls back a couple of them, and will draw a 1-out walk here in the bottom half of the third inning. First walk of the game.
Outstanding at bat, Al, and by Peters in the 8th spot, and Mike Cipollone comes to play. Mike, I believe, was 4 for 4 the other day against the Clippers up at Copley, and Mike, a Gettysburg product, I believe. But Peters was the first base runner of the game for Limeport, and broke up that perfect game here in the third.
Cipollone, .500 batting average, no homers, 4 RBIs in his 4th year in the Blue Mountain League. Peters off first, takes the lead and fouls that one back. Coach, what's different when you watch, the Tri-County League, the Blue Mountain League, and the ACBL, and, even, some of the players for you, you're looking at them, you're out every night, you're looking at, you're all over the place. I mean, it's really like, it's not a 6-month job. It's a year-round job for you.
Well, it really is.
Some.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, along with the other responsibilities, but it's a cycle. There's no question about it. And once one group leaves, you're always thinking ahead. Like right now, the summer is our key time to identify what our needs are going to be for next year, and you try to get the kids interested and go from that. But in the adult leagues, it's just nice to see your own guys playing somewhere and playing with a different group of guys, and there's always something to be learned in this game.
Cipollone, runners going, swing and a miss, a throw down by Borden, not in time, so the stolen base by Greg Peters. So a walk and a stolen base, they always say that walk sometimes comes back to haunt you. We'll have to wait and see what happens here with 1 out.
Might have been a hit and run put on by Jim Schaefer, but Cipollone with a great swing at the pitch, just swung a miss, but the super jump by Greg Peters, and got the Dodgers have somebody in scoring position.
On deck is top of the order, Christian Benzing. Still no hits given up by Ryan Amy. He has just a walk and the 5 strikeouts. Hit here could be key for Cipollone. Pitch, that one slapped right off the hand, I believe, of Amy. He'll fire over to first and will get the runner while Peters advances to third base. Now, I'm not sure if they got him in the hand, and Bob Sirfoss, they'll come out and check right away.
Have to catch that replay. I believe how it did hit him in the hand, and there's a great swing by Cipollone. Like I said the other night, he was certainly hot at Copley. So hopefully Ryan's okay, and Bob Zerfus out to check in. There's a fastball right in the middle of the plate.
Not sure if it got him in that hand now. Looked like he tried to move away from it. Interesting. Maybe got him in the thigh. Randy Wolf for the Phillies was down in Reading yesterday. We had our cameras out there. He had a rehab start, and he took a shot that went up, and he just faded back on that one. One of those. And he said it afterwards in an interview. He's afraid to get that shot up, and he says, I got to get back into the act. And right now, he's still getting some rehab starts before he tries to get back into the big leagues.
And I saw that clip as well. He definitely did an Olay on that ball back through the middle. And you're a little gun shy, after a while if you get hit by a pitch, batted ball.
Here's Bensing. So we got 2 outs here in the bottom half of the third. Limeport an opportunity to take the lead with the runner at third base in Peters. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ryan Amy, being that good athlete he is and the experienced pitcher that he is, knew he kept it in front of him, didn't panic, found the ball, and got a critical out. And by getting a piece of it, saved the run.
That one outside. Never a hesitation for him on the mound. He knew, like you said, had plenty of time. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs, bottom of the third. That one a sharp hit towards short. An extension to throw to first in time. Great play by Chris Grinovisky. And he saves a run from scoring. So they leave a man on third. Through 3 innings of play from Limeport, still no score. We'll be back. 0-3-0 for Hellertown. Limeport 0-0-0. Interesting in that bottom half of that inning, Coach. They had, a walk, a stolen base, and the ground ball gets into third, runner in scoring position. Then a great play by Chris Grinovisky that, he makes that short, fires at first, and both teams had their opportunities in the third inning.
A lot of great little baseball things happening just in that half an inning with a great at bat by Peters, a stolen base, the Amy's play up the middle, knocking that ball down, and Grinovisky, outstanding shortstop, UMass product, and that was a big league play right there by Chris.
Well, you take it to the top half of the fourth inning. It's Mark Nicholas, Jesse Borden, and Dan Borden. 3, 4, and 5. Your batters. Nicholas 1 for 1 with a single. That came back in the first inning.
Interesting, Chris Grinovisky started his collegiate career at Old Dominion, transferred to Eastern Kentucky, and ended up in the plains of Kansas in Newman College, which is a school I've never heard of, but I know he had 22 home runs his senior year, so it's the kind of ability that he brings to the table.
You're like a baseball encyclopedia.
That's that old scout in me, I try to find out things about players and know where they've been and what they do.
3 balls and a strike, and that one outside. So Nicholas with a leadoff walk here in the fourth inning.
And again, Ryan Lobb being the control guy that he is, kiss of death sometimes, that leadoff walk. See what Hellertown does to try to move around. Although Jesse Bourne at the plate will try to exploit the hole between first and second right here.
And take a look at Borden, 0 for 1 with the ground out. Came in batting .333, a league-leading 5 home runs and 11 RBIs. You mentioned against Martins Creek, a 4-0 victory on Tuesday night, and he had a walk-off grand slam home run to win it for Hellertown. Runner off first is Nicholas. He takes a good lead.
The pitcher's job here, Al, is to try not let him pull that ball through the hole, and especially in the middle of the order with Borden being a 4 guy and some power, you take advantage of these spacious pastures out here at Limeport Stadium, so you try to keep the ball in the middle of the field if you can, especially against the guys that have some power.
Well, he finds that hole right through, and he'll advance the runner to second base, so a clean single off the bat of Jesse Borden, and Hellertown in the top half of the fourth in business. First and second, nobody out. Will bring up Dan Borden.
Just did his job right there, Al, and base hit to the right side. Pitch by Lobb was pretty good. Jammed him. I believe might have broke that bat. But great job, Jesse Bourne, showing why he is the hitter that he is. Interesting to see what Coach Zerfus does here. I know at the sales we'd be rolling that bunt to the third baseman, and there's the replay. Ball got in on him. He's just strong enough to get enough of it and move the runner and get a base hit in the meantime.
Well, let's see what they decide to do. First and second, nobody away. And Ryan Lobb checks over at second just to keep Nicholas close.
Well, that fake pickoff does 2 things: keep him close and to see if the hitter would go ahead and show. And Dan did not show, so I'm guessing he's not bunting. He's just going to try to pull a ground ball. And there's another situation where Dan Bourne's hands are at the bottom of the bat. So he's going to try to pull a ground ball as well and move these runners.
Yeah, I ever noticed no matter what, when the pitcher goes to second base, there's always some fan anywhere, any ballpark, always yelling balk. It's automatic.
That's right.
We're in the fourth inning, first and second. Dan Borden to plate, 2 runners on, and that one inside.
Whatever doesn't look right to the average fan, just yell balk.
Yeah, exactly.
You're in good shape. You're in good shape. And for the folks out there, the only base you must throw to from the rubber is first. You can step off and spin from the rubber to second or third, and whatever you want. Just don't drop the ball in the rubber.
That one fouled back, and it's 1-1. Scott Angler and John Stazenko, the next 2 batters for Hellertown.
Coach Surface going through a set of signs, but I'm sure going to let Dan go ahead and hit here in the 4th inning. a one run might be all Ryan Amy needs today, so I might try to move him over, but a very good hitter right here in Dan Borden. And a left-handed hitter has an opportunity to pull another baseball.
Now he squares the bunt and fouls that one towards us. Robert Reitnauer with the bad hands almost made the play, but does not.
And that's why he's in the bleachers and not between the lines, I suppose.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes you wonder how a guy like that gets food to his mouth.
Yeah, right. I don't know how you miss one that comes right back to you. He'll be abused for the next hour and a half here for our broadcast.
Didn't get a good jump on it either, I don't think. He just kind of let it play on the wall.
Too busy.
There's no bad hops in the air, though.
Too busy eating those Doritos. Anyway, back to the game. One ball. I don't know why he's drinking some Gatorade. He didn't make any plays. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and he hits him. So now the base is juiced as he goes right up in on Dan Borden. So a walk, a base hit, and a hits batter. Now base is loaded for Scott Engler. Coach, that's not what you want to put yourself in a position like.
Certainly the last thing Lobby wanted to do right there. Now, Limeport just got to not panic. What you want to do here is control this inning on a defensive end. Give them 1, maybe 2. You're still in the ball game. But what you don't want to do is have a nasty crooked number up there like a 3 or 4 or 5, where the way Ryan Amy's pitch here, that's more like an 8-run lead. So control the inning right here. Double play ball. I would not bring the infield up here. I would be in the plate for 2 in the middle especially. But Limeport is going to come up and try to cut a run down.
0 for 1, and a fly out ground ball, and they'll play it over at short, fire home, and they'll make the play. Another good play by the shortstop, and this time it's Andy Robinson.
A tremendous play by Andy Robinson right there. And it was his only play. Mike Pennington doing what he should do and trying to get to that baseball on his glove side. And Andy followed the play from the shortstop position. And it was a situation where he was up in the infield, and shows how much I know. If he'd been back, he may not have had any play. But what a great play by Andy. Again, one of the all-time greats at Penridge High School, and had a successful career with the Quakertown Blazers and at Westchester University.
That routine 6-2 put out.
Now they got to try to play 2 in the middle if they can, if they get a hard ground ball, and all of a sudden you're out of inning. But a great pitch by Lobb getting that grounder, and a super play by another shortstop.
Here's John Stazenko, a rookie in the league, wearing number 23. He grounded out to first in his first plate appearance. 1 out in the top half of the 4th inning. That one in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Andrew Hurd on deck.
Well, Andrew Hurd's certainly a tough guy to double if he gets to the plate with less than 2 outs. So big out right here for Ryan Lobb to get Stazenko to keep him in the infield fly, ground or something.
Fast pitch straight in there, and then now it's 1-1. And Coach, you look at the opportunities. They had one in the 3rd inning, and with the leadoff double, couldn't convert. And Limeport had it as well. The walk and the stolen base, and they had their runner over at 3rd base. Couldn't. Now bases loaded, 1 away. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here to John Stazenko. Runners lead off and there is going to get at least 1 run in. That's a clean single to right field. 1 crosses the plate, and there was a little stuttering, and then the second one will come across as they ball in the outfield. So Borden both cross the plate. Nicholas, excuse me, and it's 2-0 in favor of Hellertown.
Good piece of inning by John Stazenko. Ball was a little bit up in the strike zone, a little bit away, and Stazenko just stayed back long enough to drive the ball in the right center. I believe they had a shot at the second runner. Bob Zerfus held him, but Matt Edwards, a little trouble coming up with it, and did the smart play trying to keep a double play in order.
So Dan Borden now is over at 2nd. Stazenko at 1st, and here's Hurd, who doubled in his last plate appearance. That one in the dirt will advance both runners. So now 2nd and 3rd, 1 away. And you had mentioned this, you get a run in or maybe possibly 2. You don't want to get 3, 4, or 5 in there, considering right now Ryan Amy's pitching a no-hitter and he's just giving up a walk all game.
Well, there's the 2 runs that are in, and I would say if these 2 cross the plate, Limeport will have a big uphill battle. So Andrew just, again, trying to make hard contact somewhere to try to score the run. One thing you don't see quite as much as you do in a college game is the team speed. And as guys start to get a little bit older, there's a situation 2nd and 3rd where you run on contact, but I kind of doubt that will happen here.
Here's Hurd. He pops that one up towards 2nd. Cipollone makes the play, 2 away.
Good pitch by Lobb right here, so he's still got his ball club in the game right here. If he can get this final out, 2 runs, not certainly insurmountable. 4 would be a difficult task.
Limeport does have someone warming up in the bullpen. Can't catch the number. I think it was Mark McGeehan, number 13. I'm not positive. My vision's not Pearl vision, but it's okay. And that one slapped towards left field will drop in. A 2-run single. And it's 4-0. So Chris Connors, who is batting in at 150, gets his RBI number 2 and 3 of the year.
It's great clutch hitting by Chris Connors. First ball hitting and got a pitch he could handle and just stroked the ball in the left field. And 2 very, very big runs in a ball game like this with the wood bats and the way Ryan's pitching. As I mentioned earlier, that crooked 4 number right there is more like 8 in a ball game like this when your pitcher's going as well as Ryan Amy is.
Well, I bring up the top half of the order. This is actually the 8th batter in the inning, Ian Burley, with 4 already in and 2 away. Runners going. Throw down to second is not in time. So Burley will stay in there and bat with now a runner on second in Connors.
Good job by Bob Zerfus there, moving the runner in the scoring position with 2 outs. If he's thrown out, no big deal. You got the top of the order leading off, and then Ian Burley. Ball's handled very well by second baseman Mike Cipollone right there. Very close play. Could have went either way. But again, Bob Zerfus getting that player into scoring position, getting Chris Connors in scoring position, and a base hit puts them up 5-0 here.
So here's Burley, 1 for 2, a single and a fly out. 4 in the 4th. Ground ball, and that one goes off the mound. It's going to be a tough play, and it's scooped up there, firing to first, and making the play is Robinson. And Robinson with 2 good plays in the inning, but 4 do cross for Hellertown. So they lead 4-0 as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Another excellent play by Andy Robinson. We've seen some great defense here tonight. But that 4 spot right now, Limeport's focus still with 4 at-bats is at least try to perhaps chip away, get 1 on the board, cut that lead in half if possible, to go ahead and get a little bit closer.
4-0 is your score. Glad you could join us here on Service Electric 2 Sports. Take a look at our Creative Concrete Illusions trivia question for the night. In 1993, this 300 hitter said, "It's amazing that fans want to see me play. What is our society coming to?" Coach, any ideas to that?
Well, I got to think about that one.
We go
1993.
to 1993. We go to the major leagues. Let's keep that on there. We'll see if Coach can get it. You know, think about the teams that were in the World Series in '93.
I got the answer.
You got the answer?
I have a great guess, I think. I have a great guess.
We'll let you know in a little bit as he's thinking on that one. And we'll get that Creative Concrete Illusions trivia question and answer back to you. And no, I didn't write it down for him. I didn't pull a Doug Heater, who always used to cheat during the football season and get my answer before.
Now, I got to mention the Limeport folks here playing a little Bruce Springsteen. I had an opportunity to see the boss at the Tweeter Center the other night when my wife was in, and what a great concert that guy puts on. It's 2.5 hours of nonstop singing, and he certainly earns his pay.
Tried to see Bruce Springsteen back in 1987, but my friends were staying out overnight to get the tickets. My parents said, absolutely not. You're not staying overnight to stay the tickets. I came to the line the next morning, figured they were still in line waiting. They wouldn't let me in. Oh. You got best friends. They go, wait, we stayed all night, so you want us to let you in? Not going to happen. End up, they got to the front of the line. They didn't get their tickets anyway, so I felt good because I had a good night's sleep.
There you go. Yeah, nothing lost from your end.
But we didn't see Bruce.
Yeah, buy the CD.
4-0 the score as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Al DeCarlo alongside the sales head coach, Tim Nyman. Glad you could join us on 2 Sports. And great night of baseball is now starting to cool things off. A little bit anyway. I got a little brisk of a win. I don't know, just a little bit. I just felt something there. And this is Zach Huba, the catcher. It'll be Huba, Robinson, and Matt Edwards, 2, 3, and 4 in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Still no hits against Ryan Amy as he's throwing the no-hitter. He's only given up 1 walk. As that one's fouled back, and quickly in the hole at 0-2 is Huba.
And Ryan Amy doing a great job getting ahead, working quickly. There's a situation where they put 4 runs on the board. We call them a shutdown inning. What you don't want to do is go back out and allow the opponent any hope. You take away their hope, you shut them down, get your club in the dugout, and try to build your lead.
0-2 pitch. A little ground ball towards Chris Connors, and 1 away.
Don't get much more efficient than that, Al. 3 straight fastballs, 3 strikes, although that pitch probably caught a little bit too much of the plate, but easy ground ball to second base.
Ryan Lobb in the first meeting was actually a tough luck loser. He only gave up 6 hits, 3 runs in the second, third, and fourth, but that was enough. You know, as Limeport, you know, ended up losing that game 3-0. They only had 1 hit in the game.
It takes quite an effort to match up against the Royals, and you're going to need that good pitching. And one thing that impressed me with Hellertown that last inning was the clutch hitting that they did come up with. And, you know, you can always, as we say at the sales, get them on, get them over. And sometimes the hardest thing to do is get them in.
Get them in, right? The biggest key. That one foul back, 1 ball, 1 strike to Andy Robinson. His only second plate appearance of the night as we're in the 4th inning. The strikeout victim in the first, 1 of 5 on the night for Ryan Amy.
No greater example on that, Al. In the 2003 College World Series we were in, we played Emory University from Atlanta and left a small nation on base, about 15 of them, I believe, and went home packing. We were 2-out in that College World Series, but what a great example. But we did a great job getting them on and getting them over, but
not getting them in.
We forgot about that third part of that.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out in the 4th. That one down low. Good job of keeping in front. Once again, it's Jesse Borden.
Good breaking ball to Andy Robinson. Ryan Amy showing a lot of respect to Andy as well. He should. Andy, one of the best hitters in the Blue Mountain League.
That's 2-2, and that one's skied.
There's a good example for young folks at home or high school kids where, you know, Amy worked in pretty hard with a breaking ball down, made Andy look down his nose, and came back up with a fastball a little bit elevated. You know, Andy Robinson a little bit late on that swing. So now you have options with a 2-2 count. He may come with his best out pitch. I've seen him use a changeup here a few times with 2 strikes. Be interesting to see what the selection is. And I believe we're getting a changeup.
2-2. And that one a bit up high. He comes with some heat, and it's now 3-2. There's one away here.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. I believe it might have been a curveball, Al, and it was, and just didn't quite get on top of it to drive it down.
Time he came with some, and that's the 2nd walk. Remember what happened last time when his only walk of the game was a walker stolen base and man on 3rd.
Excellent bat by Andy Robinson, becoming a base runner. I'm not sure you'll see a stolen base from Andy here. And plus the Dodgers down 4, they really have to take care of their base runners. They've been precious to begin with tonight. And they got the meat of the order coming up here, and Matt Edwards can cut the lead in half with 1 swing.
Edwards caught looking in his first plate appearance. He's 0 for 1. And that's a bullet to deep left field. This one has a chance. Say goodbye to that one. No, that hit the top part of the wall, maybe about a half a foot from going, as I was looking at the left fielder, and he thought it was gone. So a double, and now 2nd and 3rd, 1 away after the bullet shot off the bat of Matt Edwards.
The bat is hard as you can hit a ball without leaving the ballpark, and Matt just, as we say, stood on that fastball and a bit of the ball up a little bit in the strike zone. A great swing, got the barrel of the bat on the ball, and just a bullet off of that.
Ian Burley thought that was going out. He just looked up and waited.
And right here, as I spoke, you know, Limeport's got a chance to cut the lead in half, and that would be a big victory on their end. And you know, Ryan Amy still has a chance to complete a shutdown inning if possible.
So that's the first hit of the game on the double. And there's a fastball in there for a strike. And then a little frustration pitch by Amy. I think that was the fastest pitch he's had all night.
A little steam coming out, smoke on the ball, steam coming out the ears right there. Hellertown's infield back. They'll certainly trade an out for a run right here.
Ground ball, a little dribbler towards 3rd. Nicholas fields this one, fires to 1st, and 2 away, and the run crosses the plate. First run of the game for Robinson, and that was the walk that ended up scoring.
I wish I knew exactly what that number is. I'm sure the Elias Sports Bureau would probably have that statistic, but leadoff walks, they've got to score 50% of the time. And again, you see Hellertown with good defense contain this inning. We'll trade the out for a run with a 4-run lead instead of a 3-run lead. Limeport still with a guy in scoring position. Matt Edwards still in scoring position, so a base hit here would be huge.
One fouled straight back off the bat of Bill Quinn. He is also struck out in his first plate appearance. Came into the game batting .154, a home run, and 3 RBIs. Jim Schaefer, the manager, over at third base. Now Quinn in the hole at 0-2.
0-2 against Ryan Amy's a tough task. He may elevate. He's been trying to elevate a fastball right here. Or wouldn't be surprised if he bounced the curveball.
Edwards leads off second, 1 run in. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom half of the 4th inning pitch. That one a bit low. Now 1-2. Mike Pennington on deck. And chases that one. And that's the 6th strikeout of the night, his 2nd strikeout of the night, but one does cross the plate through 4 innings of play from Limeport, 4-1 in favor of Hellertown. We'll be back. Top half of the 5th inning as we welcome you back to Limeport. Hellertown 4-6-0. Limeport 1-1-0 as we welcome you back. And Coach, your thoughts so far to this point, and as we get to that, a new pitcher coming to the mound. Our second pitcher of the night is Mark McGeehan.
It's been an excellent baseball game. Clutch hitting, timely defense, outstanding defense, some great plays, very good pitching, well-pitched ball game. Typical Blue Mountain baseball. Two very competitive, talented ball clubs, and Hellertown just take advantage of the situations presented to them so far.
So you saw Mark McGeehan is a new pitcher wearing number 13. We'll give you his numbers in just a second. He'll go up against 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. Chris Grinovinsky, Mark Nicholas, and Jesse Borden. Grinovinsky 0 for 2 on the night. First pitch, and that one up and away, and the numbers are complete for Ryan Lobb. He went 4 innings, 4 runs, 4 earned, 6 hits, 1 walk, 1 K, and 1 hits batter. 2 quick pitches, both balls for Mark McGeehan.
Mark McGeehan, a Rider college product, now Rider University and Phillipsburg High School.
So 3 straight up high.
Get a deep breath, get yourself refocused, and 1 pitch at a time here, and I'm sure Chris is probably taking all the way.
4 straight, so the walk to lead off the top half of the 5th. And looking at McGeehan's number quickly, he's 0-4 on the season with a 3.50 ERA, 16 innings pitched, 17 hits, 8 runs.
That's indicative of Limeport's season, a pretty good earned run average, but an 0-4 record. I was talking to Jimmy Schaefer before the game and said they've lost a 1-0 ball game, a bunch of 1-run games, so they've been right in every ball game. And as the season progresses here, I think that certainly could that trend will change for them.
So 5 straight balls. This is Nicholas. Nicholas 1 for 1, a walk and a run scored. Now 2-0.
That's 6 straight balls from McGeehan, so I'm sure Mark Nicholas will probably be taking here, although pretty good pitch to hit if he has to come in fat here, and a big hole on the right side to try to get a ground ball through.
2 balls, no strikes. There goes the runner. They're going to throw it now a little bit up high into the outfield. Do they try to go to third? They will. And the throw in third, not in time, off his helmet. And out of play, and the run will score. So things going in the favor of Hellertown. The walk to Grinovinsky, the stolen base. It goes to the outfield on the throw. And eventually will score the run. That's the 5th run, 5-1 to score.
Hellertown manufacturing one there. A great jump by Grinovinsky, still in the bag, and Zach Kuba's throw goes into center field. And then, unfortunately, Chris Bensing came up throwing and made a good throw and just took a bad hop and tried to actually hit the back of Grinovinsky, and my boy Mike Pennington. I didn't teach him that, by the way, but Mike Pennington tried to hold him down to not allow them to advance, but it was a fly ball to right field for the first out of the inning.
Five-1 your score. Glad you could join us on Service Electric 2 Sports. And this will bring up Jesse Borden.
You have to be impressed with Hellertown's ball club, Al. They can do a lot of things. They pitch, play good defense, swing the bats, timely hitting, and very impressive ball club. Jesse Borden standing in.
Borden 1 for 2, a single and a run scored, and that's a bullet wide of first. We mentioned he has 5 home runs. That was a shot.
Turned that pitch around and drilled it foul down the right field line into the batting cage. But the good thing is for a pitcher, you're 0-1.
Yeah.
Strike one.
Gotta love the sound of that wooden bat at the same time. 1 run in. Now 0-2 on Jesse Borden.
Another great swing, aggressive swing right there by Borden on the breaking ball. You know, mentioned the wood bat and the line drive hit. You know, aluminum bat. Ryan Hamey got hit by a wood bat, the ball off a wood bat tonight. Had that been an aluminum bat, who knows? You know, may have caused a little bit more damage. They don't seem to go any farther, in my opinion, but they do get there quicker. And to me, that's the difference. And you can be jammed and hit a ball. You know, a ball over the infielder's head where you're jammed with a wood bat, you're probably going to be a pop-up out.
Borden in the hole at 0-2. That one up high. Mark McGeehan.
Good idea by Mark McGeehan. Had him 0-2 and tried to get him to chase up, but can tell how good a hitter Jesse Borden is. There's very, very little movement until the ball gets there, and he coils up, keeps his hands back very, very well, and is not easily fooled.
1-2 pitch. That one drops a little low. Now 2-2. Hellertown began in 1977, as did the Limeport Dodgers. Right now, Ryan Lobb started the game, and there's a hit, the second one for Jesse Borden on the night.
Fastball got up in his zone, but Jesse with that quick bat and ability to keep his hands back, got on top of that pitch and drilled it into right field. Very impressive hitter. There's that 2-2 pitch, and you can see that the ball was about neck high, and Jesse got on top of it and hit it sharply into the right field.
Seemed like when you look at Hellertown, it took them a little time to, you know, get the bats going, but now it looks like as each inning progressing, they're starting to see the ball even better, and just, you know, they got their lead, and now it looks like it gets contagious.
I felt that, you know, second time through the order against Ryan Lobb, they became very more aggressive early in the count, which they hadn't done the first time through. That's a good team, too. You try to see how a guy's throwing you and, you know, be able to bring information back to the bench, back to the dugout. You know, this is what he's trying to do. This is off-speed stuff. This is the kind of things they're doing. And I'm sure they determined, well, he's trying to get ahead with fastballs. Let's be aggressive. And it turned that fourth inning into a big inning for them, 4 runs.
Well, many of the pitches so far for McGeehan in this inning in relief have been high. And coming in relief of Ryan Lobb, who went 4 innings, giving up 4 runs. Jesse Borden over at first. And Dan Borden at the plate.
There's a 2-1 off-speed pitch, changeup, almost acts like a, oh gosh, a knuckle curve or, you know, some kind of a splitter possibly. I'm not exactly sure what Mark's wardrobe is, McGeehan, but that ball fell off the plate a little bit. And I was going to mention sometimes when a fastball's up in a strike zone and consistently there, a good thing to do is go a little bit backwards and try to throw some breaking balls to slow your body down, slow your adrenaline down, and consequently hopefully get the baseball down in the strike zone.
That one now 3-2. So McGeehan battling for every pitch as he came into relief.
Interesting to see if Coach Zerfus has Jesse Borden on a move with a 3-2 count. I'm going to guess so. I'm going to send him 5-1 and don't play Marks. McGeehan's a real strikeout pitcher, so the chances are the ball will be put in play. And there he goes.
Yeah, he's running that one down in the dirt, so well, and there'll be a ball 4 as well. So Borden and Borden both at first and second, respectively.
Good pitch by Mark McGinn. It just, stayed down his zone into the dirt, but 3-2 off-speed pitch against a pretty good hitter is not a bad selection. So they still have a chance to get a double play and get out of the inning here, but what he wants to do here is get ahead.
Here's Engler, 0 for 2 on the night. Fly out. And he grounded as he grounded out to short with the bases loaded.
And that outstanding play by Andy Robinson in the fourth inning, getting a force out at home.
So first and second, one away. Top half of the fifth, 5-1 your score. That one well up high. Hellertown checking in first place with a 12-2 record. Limeport at 4-9.
And Limeport's focus, as we mentioned earlier, Al, just that fourth spot in the playoff picture, and just 3 games behind in the loss column. So
a long way to go in the season. Like you said, you pick up a win here and there, but you got to maybe get yourself in a little string. You can get 2, 3, 4 in a row.
Yeah, I was in professional baseball with the Ambassadors for a year or two, and really you go into series and hope to win series. And I think in the Blue Mountain League, to a lesser extent, you see how many games you've got in a week period possibly, and if you're playing 4 that week, let's get 3 of these, and you kind of take it back in chunks, and before you know it, you're in a position to make a playoff spot.
Well, you look at a couple of these teams, they've been playing because of the rain. They've only got 5 games in 7 nights, and I know that's what's going to happen in the next week as well for a couple of these teams.
Well, that certainly taxes your pitching. There's no question about it. And again, a good way to look at that is depending upon where in the standings, let's go out and beat the teams we're supposed to if possible, and try to make it a positive week. And again, you start taking steps towards a playoff goal.
McGee, coach, are really struggling out there right now. Now 3-1 on Engler with John Stazenko on deck. Swing and a miss. There he comes with some. And now 3-2.
And Scott Engler knowing he's going to get a 3-1 fastball, basically digging in up to his kneecaps and letting that one rip. And McGee had enough on it to get it by him, and he's basically got a situation where he's got to do it again. Here's another full count, 1 out. I'm guessing not running this time, but you never know. I don't think they'll be on the move.
3-2 pitch, and that one just misses the inside corner, so now bases loaded. Couple walks in the inning, and Hellertown an opportunity to really break this game wide open.
And again, McGeehan just really has to regroup right here and forget about that. One of the things in baseball, you've got to have a short memory, and here's an opportunity for him where he's 1 pitch away from being out of the inning. So his focus is on this hitter, try to get a ground ball and let his defense help him out, and he's in the dugout, and they survived an inning that could have been much worse. Here's, of course, John Stazenko trying to break it open.
Here's Stazenko, 1 for 2, a single and a run scored. Bases loaded, top half of the 5th inning. And that one inside for a ball. Andrew Hurd on deck. One in the inning, 5 in for the game. It's a 5-1 advantage for Hellertown, trying to add to that total. At this point, coach, for Stazenko, is he swinging until that first strike's there?
Oh, he's letting it go right here. 2-0. He's looking for something in his zone that he can drive into the outfield. And this is coach's instinct here. I know Coach Surface knows his players and their abilities. I would think he's got a green light right here.
Stazenko, and now 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes, as McGeehan's looking for some help, trying to see if he could put the ball in play.
He'll be taken all the way this time now. I know we advanced to the College World Series in 2003. It was a similar situation where Otterbein, Ohio, had walked several people, and our sixth hitter, Mike Cohen, came up with the bases loaded. And there was about 10 straight balls, 2 walks, went 2-0 on Mike Cohen, and I gave him a green light and said to one of my assistant coaches, grand slam. And there was, hit a ball in the trees at Boyertown, and we were up 6-0. So, you know, if you get a good pitch to hit and be disciplined enough to get it, it's not a bad policy, especially with runners in scoring position.
He could break the game wide open. Instead, Stazenko takes there on that last pitch. The 4th walk given up in the inning. And maybe a trip out to the mound, and we'll get it, and the run does score. So now Jesse Borden crosses the plate, and it is 6-1. As Jim Schaefer goes out to the plate, out to the mound, excuse me. And that'll bring up Andrew Hurd now with the bases loaded.
John Stazenko's 3rd RBI of the night, and we're going to have a pitching change. I believe Matt Edwards is going to come in from right field, and see who's run out to right field is number 41. I guess that's Billy Quinn, right?
Yeah, it looks like Quinn. So we're waiting to get ourselves adjustment. Well, we were talking about the trivia question earlier, and as they're getting ready, we'll give our Creative Concrete Illusions trivia question once again, and then the answer as well. In 1993, this 300 hitter said, "It's amazing that fans want to see me play. What is our society coming to?" Coach?
I'm going to go with that John Kruk.
I'm going to go with you're absolutely correct on that one.
Richard Nixon would say, John, I am not a crook. But, yeah, John Kruk, society coming to watch him play. There's a guy that, you know, didn't exactly have the best body to be a baseball player, but what a great hitter he is, and got to enjoy him on the Fox broadcasts, and yeah, he's a pretty animated guy. I like John Kruk.
Well,
he's with ESPN now.
Yeah, interesting with John Kruk. Way back in the 90s, I was at Kutztown. I was, you know, just starting there, and then went down to a Reading Phillies game, and the Phillies were playing the Phillies, and we were doing interviews, and it was really our first time interviewing these players, and we were all excited. And then Lenny Dykstra came out, and I said, "Hey, Lenny, quick interview." Took a big wad of chew, put it in his mouth. He goes, "Sorry, kid." And John Kruk goes, "Don't worry about him. He's a knucklehead. Whatever you need, I'll give you whatever you need." And he gave it, you know, a 3-4 minute interview. He was great.
He's a regular guy, I think, and you know, he's always enjoyable. He always has tremendous insights as you listen to him, and basically pulls no punches either.
So you mentioned Matt Edwards does come in. We are in the top half of the 5th inning. 5-1 is your score, or 6-1, excuse me, is your score after the run was forced in on the walk. 4 walks, Coach, in that inning.
Yep, 4 walks and 1 single on this. Mark McGinn certainly struggled with his control, but he's a veteran. He'll be back next time out and continue to help the Dodgers try to win baseball games. So Matt Edwards here again. They're still in a ball game. They're just looking for some damage control, and still 6-1. And again, I just go back to 1 out away. You know, 1 out away from being out of the inning. McGee in 1/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 4 walks, no strikeouts, and we're incomplete on the runs.
And Mark Edwards, take a look at him. 2 innings pitched on the season so far, giving up 2 hits and 2 runs. He's got a 7.0 ERA, but right now you mentioned getting a little ground ball, get yourself out of the inning with a double play, and things are done, and you're back in the dugout.
Unfortunately for Matt Edwards, the toughest guy in the lineup, the double, is at the plate, but he's no stranger to the mound. He's logged a lot of innings in Quakertown High School, Quakertown American Legion ball, and he's a very competitive young man.
You need that one. Yeah, get the infield fly, and now 2 away off the bat of Andrew Hurd. I'll pick up Chris Connors.
Chris Connors came up in this situation in the 4th and stroked a single to left field to a big 2-out, 2-run single in the 4th to put the Royals up 4-0 at the time, and another base hit here would just about be the final nail.
So Edwards on the mound, the 3rd pitcher used tonight by Limeport. Good job by Huba behind the plate to keep it in front of him. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th. Top half, excuse me.
Mentioned the job Zach Huba's doing, and you know he's on his 3rd pitcher now, and you know, suffering from control problems, seeing a lot of pitches back there on a hot night, and he's done a yeoman's effort back there tonight for the Limeport Dodgers.
You know a little bit about the catching with you know, Doc being behind the plate.
He's
One thing about Doc that we know, I mean, he does, besides being your son, I mean, he does give, it looks like 100% every game. He's there. He's, whether it's inside the dugout, behind the plate, he's been aggressive every time we watch him, whether it's on TV or just, you know, just coming out to games.
Obviously very proud of him, and he has a genuine love for baseball. And you know, I think he has one of those things that I think a lot of younger players are starting to lose as they go through life here and their baseball careers. He generally respects the game of baseball, and when you do that, you hustle and you take what's given to you, and don't panic when things go wrong. And again, you have to have a short memory, and I think Doc certainly has it. There's a good 1-1 breaking ball from Matt Edwards, and again, one pitch out from still keeping his ball club in the game. But certainly excited to have Doc Nyman put on a Bulldog uniform next year.
Mm-hmm. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top half of the 5th. Ground ball towards second, fielded there, over to first. And good job of Edwards to get the final 2 outs on the pop-up and then the ground ball. They do cross 1 or 2 in the inning. And really, you know, Coach, there's only 1 hit, but it was 4 walks.
Well, a lot of free passes, free base runners, and you know, again, to Matt Edwards' credit and Lineport's credit, they you know, got those last 2 outs and prevented, you know, the game from in essence being over. So they're still in it. And they need to try to work for some base runners and get a rally started.
I want to thank you know, Tim Fisher for helping out with the stats, both coaches as well. Eric Charles, the president, since 2004. Had a chance to talk to him prior to the game as well, and we thank the Blue Mountain League for, you know, letting us come out here and broadcast the game as well. And interesting when you look at, of course, Embassy Bank with our BML Game of the Week, and you look at this, and they're talking about this year as, you know, being the year of first in their program, first Blue Mountain League media guy. They never had one, and we looked at it, and they had the rosters. Well, some change and go from there. For us, it helps us tremendously with history and everything else behind it. They did a great job with that as well. First All-Star game benefiting a charity, American Cancer Society. First official Blue Mountain League sponsor in Embassy Bank. First year to have a Blue Mountain League Game of the Week, televised here on Service Electric. First Blue Mountain League baseball camp for kids, and the first annual BML golf tournament as well. And Eric Charles should be commended, along with, you know, his staff and everyone here in the Blue Mountain League, making things just go, you know, in sync for years and years and years throughout.
Well, they've got 8 outstanding franchises, and above all the 8 outstanding franchises, it takes a good leader. And Eric Charles is certainly that great leader for the Blue Mountain League, and they get it. They really are doing a lot of nice things. That benefit All-Star Game is really a nice gesture, and it's nice to always give things back to the community and the people that support you.
It'll be Mike Pennington, Greg Peters, and Mike Cipollone, 7, 8, and 9 against Ryan Amy. And Coach, talk a little bit about Amy, you know, his performance now. He sat on the bench there for about maybe 20, 25 minutes. Could that play a, you know, little role since he was back there so long?
Well, I think, you know, Ryan's been a veteran in the league, and I'm sure he's going to do what's necessary to go ahead and continue on. And the only thing that may start to take its toll a little bit is the humidity, and it is a bit of a warm night. But still, like, he's got a pretty good fastball right there. And the things you look for as a pitcher gets tired is, you know, the ball starts to be elevated a bit. And there he threw a good fastball by Mike Pennington to go 0-2.
Prior to that pitch, 66 pitches, 42 strikes, 27 balls, 2 walks, and now 7 strikeouts on the night for Amy.
Excellent curveball right there by Ryan Amy on the outside corner. Not much Mike could do about that, other than hopefully foul it off and fight it off. There's that breaking ball right on the block. That's a big league pitch right there, and not much you can do. Tip your hat, go back to the dugout, and hopefully you're not in that situation the next at bat.
Here's Greg Peters. How important are these leagues, and, you know, you being a coach, you know, in the summer, whether they're playing here in the Lehigh Valley or playing wherever they, you know, they live, to, you know, keep them in sync throughout, you know, getting ready for the, you know, for the season, you know, while it's still, you know, another 6 months away.
Well, the game of baseball is meant to be played in the summer, that's for sure, and it's very important that they play somewhere from my standpoint, obviously, and they get an opportunity to play and to be with other players and you know, learn from them, especially some of the veterans that are in this Blue Mountain League that are willing to share, and they all do. It's quite an opportunity for a college player, and, you know, swinging the wood bat's something they don't do all spring. We do work out with those in the winter at the sales, but you know, they hone your swing, and just makes you a better ball player. Greg Peters had a great at-bat out in that second inning, drew that walk after fighting off some tough pitches from Ryan Amy, and stole second, advanced to third, but was stranded.
That one up high by Amy. Peters came into the game batting .211. On deck is Mike Cipollone, the number 9 hitter.
Of course, Mike was the guy that hit that line drive off of Ryan Amy's hip back in the second inning, advancing Peters to third. And so it's interesting, like a pitcher always has this one guy in the lineup that he can't throw to, and it seems to be, Greg Peters is that guy for Ryan Amy right tonight. Is another 3-1 count to Greg Peters. And credit to Peters for not chasing pitches.
Just fights that one off, but a ground towards third. Nicholas fields and fires that one in the dirt, and he'll advance the second on the throwing error by Nicholas. So first time up, had a walk and a stolen base. This time he gets in, gets on the first error of the game.
And a good swing by Peters. He went 3-1, hit the ball sharply to third, and Mark Nicholas came up with it cleanly. And just kind of came up short on the throw. Ball's in the dirt. And
a little bit too much time to throw that ball sometimes.
Kind of ate up Dan Borden. Yeah, sometimes you're better reacting than having up the length of time to make the play.
Here's Cipollone. Grounded out in his only plate appearance. Runner on second. One foul straight back.
Good fastball again by him. He's still got good velocity and good stuff as exhibited by that 0-2 breaking ball to Pennington. And there's a fastball in on the hands of Cipollone.
Nice one towards right field. Andrew Hurd will take that one. They fake the tag. Now fire over. I believe they're firing over to second. And there was no one there. It just ended up going to third base regardless. So now 2 away.
Young man Andrew Hurd has a strong throwing arm, and he's not bashful showing that off either. I think about 6 or 7 outfield assists for us this spring. So he just about knocked out the runner, the shortstop, and the third baseman all in one delivery.
I figured I'll show what I got here just in case they decide that the next batter wants to go home and it comes to me. I'll be able to fire him out. Here's Christian Bensing. Bensing over 2, a strikeout and a ground out in 2 plate appearances. Swings and misses at that one.
It's a good job by Amy starting off the count with a breaking ball, and Chris Bensing had looking dead fastball and totally fooled with that pitch.
0-1, make it 0-2.
Another breaking ball where Ryan Amy just expanded the plate, throw strike one, get ahead, expand the plate.
Brian Reynolds behind the plate hearing it from the fans, wondering, are you going to call the strike or not? And that one up high, that will advance the runner to third. So 5-1 bottom half, 6-1 bottom half of the 5th inning.
Fastball just got away from Ryan a little bit, ruled out a wild pitch. Tough assignment right there for Jesse Borden to try to come up with that pitch.
Game moving right along in the beginning, the first part of the 4th inning. Now it's kind of slowed down a little bit. You look at the hitting and everything that happened, and then especially that inning in the 5th where they scored the 2 runs, and this one a shot towards center field. Up the hill goes Stazenko, and he retires the side. So 4 batters come to the plate, but no runners cross, and after 5 innings complete, it's 6-1 in favor of Hellertown. We'll be back. On Service Electric 2 Sports from Limeport Stadium. Al DiCarlo, Tim Nyman with you. Blue Mountain League Baseball. And leading off here in the top half of the 6th inning is Ian Burley. The top of the order they'll go. Mike Grinovisky and Mark Nicholas. Squaring off against Matt Edwards. Edwards actually the 3rd pitcher used. Ryan Lobb went 4 innings, gave up 4 runs. Mark McGean gave up 2 in the 3rd of an inning pitched. And now it's Matt Edwards, who started in right field. A little dribbler towards Edwards, goes off his glove. Should have plenty of time, and he does. Good job of Edwards to hang in there.
And Matt Edwards has done a nice job coming in and settling the game down for Limeport and giving his club a chance here in the last couple of innings. shows his athletic ability right there, knocking the ball down and not panicking, getting easy out of first.
He's retired 3 straight batters after 3 straight walks that were given up in the 5th inning. Grinovitzky with a bullet shot, and this one may have a chance to the wall. Gone. So Chris Grinovitzky with the solo home run for Hellertown, and it is 7-1 as he got all of that pitch and then some, and he'll round the bases and enjoy his 4th home run and 13th RBI of the year.
And what you see right now is, you know, a dangerous team becoming more dangerous with a lead. When you're up 6-1, you can kind of take some liberties, and there's a situation where Chris Grinovitzky, a great hitter that he is, with power, as I mentioned, 22 home runs his senior year in college, just got a fastball up in the strike zone and let it rip and deposit it over left field fence here at Limeport Stadium.
I turned my head for a second, and he goes with a bullet over that Chris Remmel optician sign.
That sign's getting a little workout today. Edwards hit the ball right off the top of that sign, and the home run over.
Well, just as we mentioned, Edwards only gives up his first hit, and it is a home run, and now a 7-1 advantage. This is Nicholas. Nicholas 1 for 2, a walk and a run scored. One ball, one strike. We are in the top half of the 6th inning. Ryan Lobb started it, gave way to Mark McGeehan, and now Matt Edwards. And then for Hellertown, from the start, it's been Ryan Amy, and he has just given up 1 run on a hit. That one fouled straight back, now 2-2. Limeport, the Dodgers, originally the Southern Lehigh Indians.
I played for that team, Al, back in whenever that was, in 77.
There you go. See, I just mentioned history, and there you are.
There was a guy named Mike Fenimore was the manager, if I remember.
So they went from the Southern Lehigh Indians to Limeport in '85. And Jim Schaefer's been the manager since 1989.
And Jim's done a great job. They've had some tremendous ball clubs here.
And here's a bullet to right field on the 2nd hit of the game for Mark Nicholas.
And we've seen that before against these left-handed hitters where the ball's elevated a little bit, and being a great hitters that Hellertown has, they're able to get on top of it and get the bat through, barrel through the zone, and hit sharp singles into that right side. There's the ball a little bit middle in and elevated, and Mark Nicholas, again, excellent left-hand hitter, got on top. So Jesse Borden's up in another situation where he's got a big hole to hit through on the right side, and probably looking for something he can get up on that light pole in right field at this point.
Here's Borden, and that's the same kind of shot. Back-to-back singles towards right field. A big turnaround second. Hellertown's still in business now. 1st and 2nd, 1 away with the home run already in.
And again, another pitch mill in, and actually Borden was jammed a tad that time, but I know what I would do with these lefties is try to stay away from them and keep them in center field, but and perhaps that's what Limeport's trying to do, but the balls are being left in the middle of the plate, and they're pulling them down the right field line.
3 hits now for Borden, 3 singles after grounding out in the first plate appearance. Got 3 straight hits. This will bring up Dan Borden.
He's 0 for 1, hit by a pitch, and also walked in his last at bat.
So this game was 0-0 for the first few innings, and a 4th spot on the board in the 4th, 2 more in the 5th, 1 more here in the 6th, and trying to add to their total. They lead 7-1.
Matt Edwards jumping out 0-2 right here, so something on the other side of the plate away from Dan Borden would be a good selection, in my opinion, right here. Trying to get a ground ball to shortstop.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one misses. Now 1-2.
And he did try to work him away with a fastball. Just missed on the outside corner. Still think that's a good choice here if we can stay away from him and try to get him on the ground in the middle of the field.
Now the angle that folks at home are watching is straight on. We're on the 3rd base side. As that one's fouled down the 3rd base line. little different from what we're watching, from what the people at home are watching.
That's correct.
Scott Angler on deck. Bob Service in his 30th year over at third base.
It's amazing, isn't it? And I saw Bob before the game. He's over there throwing in a bullpen and, you know, still reaches home plate. A little gravity affected balls, but he's still hitting the catcher's glove without bouncing them in. So a lot of credit to Zerf. He loves the game of baseball and has dedicated his whole life to it. And can't fault a guy for that.
I don't know. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's skied straight up.
An infield fly.
Infield fly in Pennington. We'll handle that one. Now 2 away.
That was a good pitch by Matt Edwards. That ball did run away from Dan Borden and wasn't able to turn it around. And got him in the air, popped him up for an infield fly. Third baseman Mike Pennington, and 2 down here in the top of the 6th.
I'll bring up Scott Angler. Angler, the designated hitter, checked into the game at 3:33. A home run, 5 RBIs. A walk tonight, a fly out, and a ground out. Looking for his first hit.
Have a courtesy runner for the catcher here at first base. Greg Treat, another DeSales product, is a courtesy runner for catcher. A little speed up rule that the Blue Mountain League employs. Get the catcher off the field with 2 outs, get the gear on, and try to keep the game moving along. Greg Treat with great speed from Concord, New Hampshire.
Now, Coach, you can't do all the recruiting yourself. You got many guys out there helping you out. I mean, you have to have some guys looking, but I mean, you like to see the players at the same time for you. It's like, you know, you want to focus your attention on the players that are going to come to your team as well.
Well, we like to see them in person or in some way. There's a good network of folks out there, but, you know, I really like to see them in some manner myself. And there's a good breaking ball in the outside corner. I really would like to see them myself for my own eyes to see exactly what we're getting and what we're doing from there. And Greg, we got from a service called the Baseball Factory. And they do videos and evaluations of players. And Greg visited. He's a great kid and he's doing very well at DeSales.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a little change of pace there, and gets Angler striking out to end the inning. A run in on the home run by Krinovisky, and a 7-1 lead as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Good pitch by Matt Edwards there to end that inning. Off-speed pitch, as you mentioned, away, and got the strikeout.
9 runners left on base thus far, despite the 7 runs going up. Coming up, our Creative Concrete Illusions Player of the Game. You can visit their website at www.creativeconcreteillusions.com or give them a call at 610-428-2571. We'll have our Creative Concrete Illusions Player of the Game just a little bit later as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's going to be 2, 3, and 4. Huba, Robinson, and Edwards to face off against Ryan Amy, who's been there from the start. Checked into the game at 5-0, 29 2/3 innings pitched. Add some more innings to him, and just a 1 run. And remember, he started that with a walk.
It's funny where he allowed a run today, an earned run, and may elevate his ERA from .47. He goes from .47 and gives up 1 earney and may go up a little bit.
Well, talking about Ryan Amy and how he's being behind the plate, and take a look at, you know, his pitching. You know, he's been on. I mean, he gets a strikeout there as well, and it was one after another there for a while. You know, this game started in daylight, and you know, Robinson, one of his victims. And you take a look at Edwards also going down on strikes as they continued. He was blowing past that one, and that was Bill Quinn. And they continue to go one after another, not in succession. So that's Mike Pennington. Looks like almost every batter struck out once. There's a second strikeout by Quinn as he struck out twice so far tonight. And 7 strikeouts total on the night for Ryan Amy, who takes it out to the mound in the bottom half of the 6th.
A tremendous performance by Ryan, and you saw during the clips there, got strikeouts a couple of different ways early in the game. A lot of fastballs, got ahead, elevated the fastball, and got some strikeouts with balls up in the strike zone. Later in the game, middle innings here, he's getting ahead fastball and then catching up with some strikeouts with his good off-speed pitch. He has a good curveball and a good changeup.
I think we got Doug Malich up to bat wearing number 7, so he'll bat for Huba. Malich swinging and missing. So Malich quickly in the hole at 0-2.
Good healthy cut by Doug right there, but again, you can tell Ryan still has a lot of life in that fastball. Royals, the Dodgers have had a hard time catching up with that all night.
Now, Coach, on the high school level, they have the rules that you can only pitch so many things. But this is amateur baseball. Is there any rules here that justifies when they can and cannot pitch?
Well, just good old-fashioned common sense, Al. That's all. There's no pitching rule for this league, as there isn't for Tri-County League and the Blue Mountain League. American Legion does have a rule. I believe it's 12 innings in a 72-hour period, which I always thought was kind of odd, because theoretically you could throw 4 on Monday, 4 on Tuesday, 4 on Wednesday, 4 on Thursday.
Right.
Not that would ever happen, but in theory that could. But I think pitching innings and limitations are a good thing for young players, and sometimes they want, the rules are made because you have a few and far between coaches that abuse the kids. And
so Malich strikes out, and that is strikeout victim number 8 of the night.
Another great fastball by Ryan Amy. He hasn't lost a step, and the good ones do get better as the game progresses. And Ryan's showing why he does have a 5-0 record with a .47 earned run.
I'll bring up Andy Robinson. Robinson 0 for 1, a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored. The only run scored. Matt Edwards on deck in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
The nice thing about Andy Robinson, he's going to play the game the same way, whether it's 7-1, 17-1, or 2-1. He's going to play hard and have a good at bat, and gives that extra effort each and every time. Another young man that respects the game of baseball and plays it the way it ought to be.
One thing in this league also, you have some guys, 18, 19 years old, but some players near, a little upper in age, and they're still playing.
So that's one of the intriguing things about the Blue Mountain League, is that, and they all can play. They're all talented players, and you have an 18 or 19-year-old like we have on these ball clubs, and have Andy's in his mid-30s now, and still as good as the 18 and 19-year-old, and has all that experience to share.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom half of the 6th inning, 7-1 behind Ryan Amy's 8 strikeout performance tonight.
See Andy Robinson up on the bat handle a little bit, choked up. That's something you don't see too much of anymore either. But against a guy like Ryan Amy, gives him back control and makes it extremely difficult for Ryan to strike Andy out.
3-2 pitch. That one foul back. Good job of hanging in there by Robinson.
Again, there's that good 2-strike approach. You're going to fight off fastballs in at you, and anything away, you try to eliminate that pull side of the field, so you're not too soon, you're not full on a breaking ball, and be able to hit the fastball through the middle or on the right side. Now,
Amy won't get his 3rd shutout, but he's looking for his 4th complete game of the year. If he can conclude here and hold on to that lead of 7-1, and you look at Hellertown again, they've only given up about 20, 21, 22 runs this entire season.
What an amazing stat in 14 games. That's pretty good. Pitching guy like myself, I'll come out and watch a 1-0, 2-1 game any day of the week. You really got to appreciate, how pitchers throw and how they get people out. And again, there's that Andy Robinson battling all the way. Notice sprinting to first base, now Pete Rose.
His 2nd walk of the game will bring up Matt Edwards.
Matt, of course, hit that laser beam off the left field fence last at bat. Set on the first pitch fastball. My guess is this first pitch will be something a little bit off speed, as opposed to a fastball in the hitting zone.
Edwards, double and a strikeout. He's 1 for 2 on the night. 6 shutouts this year for Hellertown pitching staff, and last year they led the BML in shutouts, a total of 6. I mean, look where we are in the season. Look where they're going. There's a strike right down the middle.
Well, they're showing every bit the reason why they're defending champions. It's going to take quite an effort in the playoffs to eliminate them.
And strike 2.
Amy jumping out quickly, 0-2 to Matt Edwards. Robinson at first with one away. In the bottom of the 6th, 7-1 Hellertown Royals.
Looking for the 9th strikeout. Here's the pitch, and there's the strikeout victim number 9, and that's Matt Edwards as Ryan Amy continues to add to his highlight film.
Might have been the best sequence of the night right there. Got ahead the 0-0-1, curveball for a strike, fastball on the block on the outside, unhittable. Similar, and there you see Matt Edwards. Nothing much you can do with that.
I had a chance to talk early in the week to Bob Service. You know, he's in his 30th year. I said, you know, how do you compare this team to, and you mentioned a couple times, you know, to last year's team? And for him, he said, well, pretty simple. It's identical almost. They lost Kevin Reese to Lehigh Valley Cats. They added Andrew Hurd from, you know, DeSales and John Stazanko from the Tri-County League. And other than that, the pitching staff's intact, everything's intact, and they expect to make another run at this BML championship.
A very cohesive group. They play together well. They really have a pretty good idea of what their fellow teammates are capable of and doing, and they're very comfortable in their skin, if you will. I mean, they're a solid baseball team.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now and 2 out. 2 strikeouts in the inning.
And we look at Limeport and Jim Schaefer, and a great job Jimmy does year in and year out, and dedicating his life to baseball as well. And I know the guys they got in that other dugout, and you know, it's a loss early in the season. They still have plenty of time to get things going, and not too many people are putting up wins against Hellertown, so they need to focus on the rest of their season and forget about this game and move on to the next one. Not saying it's over, but certainly a 6-run lead with Ryan Amy in the bottom of the 6th is a tough hill to climb.
2-2 pitch, ground ball towards third, takes the high hop for the single and keeps the inning alive. So a 2-out hit by Kavanaugh will bring up Bill Quinn. So it'll be Quinn with Pennington on deck.
Big hop right there off the lip here in the grass and dirt, and hopped over third baseman Mark Nicholas's glove.
That was his 100th pitch, coach of the night. 65 strikes, 35 balls. The strikeouts and 3 walks.
Great ratio, 2-to-1 ratio, strikeouts to balls. And sometimes pitchers can throw too many strikes out, and the hitters can count on them being in a zone. And Ryan just a great idea how to pitch and moving the ball around and keeping Limeport's hitters off balance. There's a fastball high in the zone, ball 1. Billy Quinn trying to come up with some 2-out bingo right here for the Dodgers with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
That one fell back. Glad you could join us tonight on Service Electric 2 Sports. We mentioned the Blue Mountain baseball standings. To date, the Royals are 12-2, the Cardinals at 10-3, the Clippers at 10-6, Bethlehem Blue Jays at 8-6, Martins Creek at 7-9, Starters at 5-9, Limeport at 4-9, and Northampton at 2-14. And right now, Quinn is trying to avoid his 3rd strikeout of the night, which will also be the 10th strikeout for Ryan Amy. Instead, he's looking to get maybe an RBI, knocking the 2nd run.
MCS Cardinals a real fine ball club as well, and
there's the 3rd strikeout of the inning, 10th strikeout of the game, and we end the 6th inning 7-1 Hellertown through 6. We'll be back. Half of the 7th inning we go. 7-10-1 for Hellertown. Limeport 1-2-2. We welcome you back to Limeport Stadium. Glad you could join us. New pitcher on the mound is Greg Peters, Saucon Valley and Moravian College graduate. As he will be the 4th pitcher of the night. Went with Ryan Lobb, then Mark McGeehan, Matt Edwards, and now Greg Peters.
I should have a new left fielder as well, Al. Looks like Billy Quinn's now in left field. That would mean there's a new right fielder.
Quinn's been everywhere.
Not sure who's out there yet.
decided that, you know, doing these games and going from there as he's stretching and getting ready to go, and we'll try to get a number for you. At the same time, for us, you know, I like to go with the pencil now. You know, you got a lot of movement, you know, crossing around and saying, I think the pencil's been working for me. It looks like it's going to be Edwards. Edwards actually going to go back out.
Matt Edwards back to right field.
So I don't have to change anything. So Edwards is there in the first place. See, like coaches, you know, when you guys make all that switchy.
I like the ink. But Edwards, I think, had 1 2/3 innings, 1 run, 1 earned, 3 hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout for instance. So did a nice job holding the game together. But Limeport unable to muster much offense against that Ryan Amy tonight. Yeah, that 1 hit that you were talking about was the home run. Or that big hit was the home run. Yeah. It's 7-1 in the 7th. And it's Stazenko, Hurd, and Connors, 7, 8, and 9. Stazenko 1 for 2, a single and a run scored to go along with a walk. Breaking ball strike, now 0-2. So we get a good look at Greg Peters, wearing number 31, looking for his first strikeout of the game, and that one hangs there just a little long. And Stazenko pops that one up. John Stazenko attended college at Georgia Southwestern State. No, I wrote that down, and I've never heard that one. Yeah, and I'm probably never hear it again until we see Hellertown play again. Georgia Southwestern State. Actually, a pretty good program, but that's where he played. Looks like we have a pinch hitter here for Andrew Hurd, number 8. Hellertown. Get myself situated here, if I can. Great is Scott Nicholas. So Nicholas, his first plate appearance. So Bob Durfus gone to his bench here with a 7-1 lead in the 7th. Scott Nicholas, yet another left-handed hitter. So Blue Mountain contenders and the rest of the league teams in the Blue Mountain League, you might want to have auditions for any left-hander you could find out there, whether it's the milkman, mailman, or garbage man. You might want to see if the guy can throw left-hander and put him in a lineup against Hellertown. Yeah. 1-2. Good breaking ball there from Greg Peters. If I'm not mistaken, this is Peters' first timeout this year because we have no numbers on him. I'll have to check on that just to verify, but that's what it looks like. And Jimmy Schaefer using a pitcher here not to use up a bullpen or anybody else he's counting on, and I'm sure a number of games coming up in the future for Limeport. That one fouled back right towards my truck. Didn't hear anything. Think we're good to go. No crash. Always got to be careful and be selective in the parking lot here at Limeport Stadium. You know, you park and then you think somewhere else, and you go park and then you're still worried. So it doesn't really matter. Just park where you first want to, I think. Yep, stay with that first instinct. There's a breaking ball up there right now. We go full count here to pinch hitter Scott Nicholas. On deck is Chris Connors. So Nicholas does walk. And actually, we get another pinch hitter as well. This will be Greg Treat. Hitting for Chris Connors. So you get a chance to see 5 of your players tonight. As the rookie from DeSales University will make his first plate appearance tonight. Greg had an excellent year for us at DeSales, freshman shortstop, part of that Whiz Kids bunch of mine. But, we started at least 6 of them, sometimes 8 during the course of the year. And playing shortstop at our program is not the easiest thing to do, and Greg did a great job for us. What's the biggest difference for you when you're in the dugout versus here analyzing it and getting a different feel for the game? Well, it's out here I have to worry about making. You can't scream. You can't get thrown out. I won't get thrown out of the games, that's for sure. But I don't have any decisions to make either. I can guess and be wrong and still be loved like the weatherman. Right. So not a big deal here, but great to watch the ball game from this vantage point. And game got away from us a little bit tonight, but always a game within a game going on somewhere, and it's a difficult game to play, built on failure, and those that deal with it best are the ones that are most successful. But being in the dugout, I'm always a couple innings ahead, and always thinking. Always. I'm on the 3rd inning, and I'm in the 5th. Ground ball towards 3rd, over to 2nd for 1, to 1st to scoop, and
beating out the play is Greg Treat. So he beats the throw to avoid the double play.
And a ground ball to his teammate Mike Pennington. And Greg runs very well. Very difficult to double up here and make solid contact. And got 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Top of the order, Ian Burley. There's the replay, grounded at Mike Pennington. Good job starting that double play. As mentioned, Greg Treat can run, and we've got a couple of runners here in this ballgame for the Royals, and Treat and Hurd at the Sales, and a big part of what we try to do, move runners.
Here's Burley. Burley 1 for 4. He singled in the first plate appearance, and there's another single, so now 2 for 5 on the night. First and second, 2 out for Chris Krinovisky. Krinovisky homered his last plate appearance.
Ian Burley making solid contact once again, and maybe the toughest out in this lineup, in a lineup that has a lot of difficult outs. And there's that sharp single up the middle. Just a very impressive ball club here, the Hellertown Royals. And of course, if he gets a base hit, you got Krinovisky to deal with, with 2 outs there in first and second. So there's no easy outs in this lineup whatsoever.
Krinovisky ground out into double play, then flied out, walked and scored, and hit a homer in the 6th inning. 7-1 your score, top half of the 7th inning. Got a piece of it. First pitch, so no chance there for Krinovisky. So now bases loaded. Bring up Mark Nicholas. Got a couple of guys getting hit by pitches. We'll take one more look, as you heard that one.
There's that 2-seamer just kind of riding in on Krinovisky and took it off the bicep. I think Greg Peters really doing a pretty good job here. He's facing tough hitters, but he's been around the plate, and not an easy job trying to get this Royals lineup out.
That brings up Mark Nicholas. He's 2 for 3 with a walk, 2 singles, a walk, a run scored, and a flyout. Bases loaded, top half of the 7th inning, 7-1 your score. 1-1. With Jesse Borden on deck. You would think if they get to Jesse Borden, he's been red hot with that bat with 3 singles in the last 3 plate appearances. Right now, Nicholas can really break this game wide open, and that one slapped towards first baseline.
There's that high fastball that those left-handed hitters are just spinning on right now.
All night, they've been,
Now, I think we have a new second baseman, too, for Limeport. I think that's Steve Gable, that young man from UMass High School, a tremendous player, headed to the University of Pennsylvania in the fall. I believe he's now at second.
This one fouled back and out of play.
Real good pitch there from Greg Peters. So he's got him 1-2, but as we've seen all night, this ball club does an excellent job when they're down in the count with 2 strikes.
So Greg Peters with the bases loaded, trying to get out of a jam here in the top half of the 7th. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs on Nicholas, and that one goes off the glove, and a run will cross the plate to make it 8-1. So the 8th run scores, and that's Treat. So Greg Treat scores.
Score that wild pitch. Just kind of got away from Greg, but still a 2-2 count. Has a chance. He's got an open base too, but I wouldn't mess around here in an 8-1 game with Jesse Borden on deck. So I'm just gonna go take my chances right here.
We'll make it 3-2.
Pretty good pitch right there.
Borden's just probably on deck, just itching. Give me 1 plate appearance. Let me see what I can do.
Good strike zone discipline by Hellertown as well. They're very tough to fool. They don't chase out of the strike zone. Very calm at the home plate.
Staying strong, staying in there is Nicholas.
And able to foul off and waste the pitcher's best pitch. Like in that case right there, good fastball away, and Mark Nicholas able to just get a piece of it and foul it over the grandstand into the parking lot right next to your car.
3-2 pitch Coming up here to Nicholas, runners off second and third, grounded towards short. This is going to be a tough play. They'll fake the throw. Now they have a rundown. One run will score, and they'll try to get Krinovisky, and they'll try to run him down, and they will. So that'll be the last out of the inning. So one run does cross the plate on the fake throw to first. And 9-1 as we get to the bottom half of the seventh inning.
Give Nicholas a infield single, and there's that experience we talked about, the mix of players. A little smart play by Andy Robinson, and I know he doesn't have no shot at first base, and just kind of a little pump fake, and Krinovisky with a wide turn and taking liberties here at 9-10 to 1, and Andy caught him in between no man's land and executed a pretty good rundown, where you don't see too often.
A little bit out of breath there for him, going back and forth in that overtime opportunity at 10-1 in this contest. Our Creative Concrete Illusions player of the game, www.creativeconcreteillusions.com, our player of the game, coming up shortly. We are in the seventh inning, 9-12 and 1, 1-2 and 2. Just the 2 hits. Coach for Limeport, a single by Jeff Kavanaugh in the sixth inning, and really breaking up a short no-hitter in the fourth on a double by Matt Edwards. Other than that, it's been a great outing by Ryan Amy, who has 10 strikeouts tonight.
10 strikeouts, 6 innings. Limeport, both of those hits were clean hits, and you know, you tip your hat to those hitters. But Ryan Amy's been the story tonight, you know, along with Hellertown's team play and outstanding hitting approach at the plate. But you know, it's Ryan Amy's show this evening out with 10 strikeouts, 2 hits. 46
strikeouts on the year to go with 7 walks. That's not that bad numbers. You would take them any day. That's a great, I mean, he's just having a great year. I mean, that's why he's 5-0, you know, and looking for a 6th win with a 0.47 ERA.
Well, it takes so much pressure off your defense. There's 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. That means your defense had to make 8 plays. Yeah. And even the worst defenses can usually make 8 plays in 6 innings.
Here's Mike Pennington, then Greg Peters, and Mike Cipollone, 7, 8, and 9. Here in the bottom half of the 7th. Scoreboard incorrect there for a second. I thought it was 9-1. Swing and a miss on Pennington. Pennington with 2 strikeouts. He's 0 for 2 tonight, looking for his first hit. 280, no homers, 4 RBIs.
Mike in danger of taking the hat trick right here, and just needs to shorten up a little bit of a long swing against this good fastball. First time tonight, Mike's been a little bit ahead in the count. We've got 2 balls, 1 strike right here, so now he can sit on that fastball. And he did.
And he launches this one to left field and hangs up there for quite a while. And the first out of the inning to Burley, 1 away. So 1 down here in the 7th.
What a difference the count does make in that situation. Young Mike Pennington learning his lessons here in the Blue Mountain League, where, you know, he got behind the count quickly and got to be a little defensive and took 2 strikeouts there. He gets ahead in the count 2-1. More of a hitter-friendly count, and got a good piece of the ball, just not enough, and it flew out the left field.
I will bring up Greg Peters. Peters 211, no homers, 2 RBIs. The walk and the stolen base, and reached on an error in the 5th. Coach, do you tape any of the your players, you know, when they swing and analyze their swing, or is it just more just, you know, focusing on looking at them, watching them, analyzing them?
Well, we certainly try to get some video. Certainly, just thought that might have been catcher's interference. But certainly try to get some video of them if you can, and certainly pitchers and the hitters. And one of the good things to see is, you know, you want a picture of a young man while he's going good. And if things start to go a little haywire, you'll be able to refer back to it and, you know, try to make the corrections. It's nothing like seeing themselves on TV.
Swing and a miss. And the strikeout victim number 11 for Ryan Amy.
Still with great stuff, great fastball, and his pitch count's starting to get up there, but anytime you punch out 11, you're going to have a high pitch count. But he's still fresh and looks like he's got plenty to go. And again, we've seen this all night, where that fastball sits up in a strike zone. It looks big and easy to hit, and before you know it, it's in the catcher's glove. You swing and miss, and And that's happened quite frequently tonight. Here's Steve Gable.
Well over 100 pitches. He was there before. Here may be the last out of the inning, a ground ball. And Gable Jimenez is knocked out. And another victory for Hellertown. They improved to 13-2 with the victory. They win this one by a final score of 9-1. We'll come back, wrap this one up right after this on Service Electric 2 Sports. One, 2, and 2. Your final numbers here. The Blue Mountain League baseball game on Service Electric 2 Sports, and we hope you enjoyed this one tonight. As Hellertown with the victory in first place. They win their 13th game of the year. They are now 13-2 on the season. For Limeport, they fall now to 4-10 on the season, not for lack of effort. You know, you look at score and at 9-1 and everything that was going on there, but at the same time, you know, the way the game was played, it was just an inning here that just, you know, broke the game wide open, Coach.
A couple of big innings right there, but the 4-run third for Hellertown, 4-run fourth, I'm sorry, kind of broke it open. But Limeport, they'll respond. They'll come back. It's a long season. They've got too many good players over there and a good manager, and you know, they'll make the necessary adjustments for the rest of the season.
Well, Chris Grinovitsky had the home run, but